Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing random selection. Thanks for coming. If you are new here today, then please let me know. I'll probably notice myself, but some of you like to say that you're new and you're not. So what I mean by new subscribers is today is your first day here. Because I'm not going to be able to get to everybody, but I will try to get to as many as I can. And yeah, we're going to do this. So here are all the decks here. We're going to use all of them. We're going to use, different ones for different questions, whatever I feel like needs to be, used for which question we're doing. And yeah, so if you guys want to skip ahead, you want to get picked for sure, and you're not new or you're new, doesn't matter. You can donate $5 a question. All of that's in the description. So if you do want a free reading though, and you're a new subscriber, then just sit tight, keep posting, and you'll have better chances of getting selected, okay? So let's start here. How are you guys? How are you guys doing tonight? Also, please like this video if you get a chance. Really appreciate that. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, so when you say you're old but you never got a reading, so what I mean by a new subscriber is somebody who's like, this is their first day here today. Like this is their first time here and they're just subscribing today. Because, I'm not going to be able to get to everybody, but I do want to focus on the newer ones, and if, at the end, I'll start to pick on some returning subscribers, or, when no new subscribers are around, I'll start to pick on the returning ones. But for right now, I'm going to try to focus on the newer ones just to give them a chance as well. And, like you said, you are a new subscriber, but you never got a reading last time. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of why I do readings like this, because I do want to get all the new subscribers to, have a chance to feel it out and know what I'm like as a reader, so that they can see if they like the, vibe of the whole situation. So let's get started. Let's just pick at somebody. I'm going to pick on you. Okay, ready? Let's see. Oh, hey, Jenna. Okay, so whoever's here right now, please let me know, because I know there's a few questions up at the top that I don't know if those people are here now. So whoever's here and wants a reading, go ahead and post your question. Okay. Exam on the 13th of April. Will it be in my favor? Through this, will I get the government job? Okay, so let's see. Let's focus on the first part of this. Hi and welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Let's see what's going on here with this exam. On the 13th of April, have an exam. What do we need to know about this exam? What do we need to know for her? What does she need to know? Okay. Okay, got a few falling on the ground for you. Let's see here. Okay, so first of all, we see a lot of fear in you. And, that makes sense. It's an exam. You don't want to fail. You want to pass. So, yeah, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of anxiety. But you feel like something bad is going to happen. So that could, kind of get in the way of what you already do know. Like, if you did study enough, you should have nothing to worry about. In your case, I feel like you're still going to worry about it. Even if you did study really hard for it and you feel confident about it, you're still going to worry. So, dare I say that it's going to stand in the way a little bit, if you let it. But it seems here that you do have a big opportunity to, find stability and possibly even money involved with this stability or this job. Basically, it's an opportunity. It's going to be offered to you. And the Ace of Pentacles here, aces are opportunities. So you can take it or leave it. But either way, I feel like this is still going to be kind of a stressful thing for you, even if you do get this job, which, you know, with these cards here, I kind of feel like it's a yes, although I don't do yes or no answers. I never answer like that. But with this information here, it's showing me that you have a lot of anxiety about it. So hopefully that doesn't get in the way of you actually, you know, doing what you know already, you know, and passing, unless you didn't study, of course. But if you did and you feel confident about it, there should be nothing wrong with that. At the end of it here, we see that you're very stressed out because it's not even about stress, but it is, you can imagine, stressful to be carrying all the weight of the situation. So if you get this job, I would say that your job basically is going to be, you know, like doing other people's jobs, basically. Like, or if that's not the job title, which of course it won't be, then it's going to be like that anyway. It's going to be very heavy on your back. You're going to be kind of like taking on a heavy load for everybody else, you know, and it's going to be just you doing that. So I feel like you could get the job. Like, this kind of seems like it's something being offered to you, but then it turns out to be something that's kind of like a lot. So just be prepared for that, you know, be prepared for it to be kind of a lot on your back. And, you know, it seems like you're taking responsibility for other people's, you know, where they should be taking responsibility. And it seems like they're kind of putting it on you and you're taking that. And eventually it's not going to be able to be easy to do that. So just prepare for a lot of work. And hopefully you can have boundaries. You know, you can set your boundaries down and just say, no, I'm not going to do everybody's work, you know, because then you can kind of avoid this whole 10 of Wands energy here. So, yeah, I would say it will be in your favor if you just don't let your worrying get to your head too much. But, you know, Ace of Pentacles is pretty good here. I would say that you are fine. Like, you're going to have an opportunity to have more stability and possibly even money and, you know, maybe this job too. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is a really great card to get for something like this because it's showing a lot of opportunities for, you know, stability and security. And of course, that could include this job. So I would say that you're good there, but just be careful about getting this job because somebody or many of them, your employees around you, whoever you're working with, you could be taking on their work as well, and it could be very exhausting. So just try to have boundaries with that situation. Do we have any new people here? Anybody who's new, let me know right now, and I'll get you going because I think we have returning right here. And I'm grateful for the returning subscribers to be here too. Hi, you guys. I just want to get a few of the new ones going. Give them a chance at it for once, you know? Well, for their first time. Of course. Okay, let's see what's going on here. What's coming in for Salt for love? Hi, Queen Bean. What's coming in for Salt for love? Oh. Okay. So you could have an Aries person coming in, and they could be younger than you, or this is you younger than them, but I feel like this is talking about an Aries person who's younger than you, since we do have a page of fire here, page of wands, and Aries is a fire sign. But if it's not an Aries person, it's a person who has responsibilities that they're, they could be overseeing like many different people, like the manager or something. They could have kids, or in some way they're kind of like overseeing a lot of different people and they're responsible in some way. Maybe not a lot of different people, but they're in this authoritative position here. And but I feel like they're kind of not really doing the right thing with it. Like they're not completely, it's kind of like they're being immature about it, or they're not taking it seriously. I mean, but they do have authority, so it's like at one time they probably were responsible and mature about it, but now it seems like they're kind of taking this whole different path, for whatever reason that is. This could be a person who just they come off kind of like, they come off responsible, but then you start to see where the cracks show and you start to see where everything isn't exactly what it seems. So they could be a little bit immature, but I feel like at first you wouldn't really notice that, because they would seem like they're more mature at first. But then as you get to know them, they're kind of like immature in the way that they do things, or the way that they think, or the way that they just take things, for granted, or they just don't take things seriously enough. Let's see. And so this person does have a level of, ability to take care of themselves. And that's another reason it could be difficult to kind of notice, like, how they're immature. And so we could be talking here about a person who's kind of like has their shit together financially, but they're immature emotionally, and they're not really a committed type of person, but they're more committed to themselves and taking care of themselves, which is good. But they're able to share with other people the stuff that they have. But as far as like emotions go, you notice we don't have any cups here, no water. So as far as emotions go, they don't really connect with people very easily, except through their stuff, the stuff they have, or just by not at all doing it, like basically just them going their own way and doing their thing. And when they do connect with people, it's by giving them stuff, or, material items, material things, where they don't really connect with people on an emotional level. I mean, this person is supported a lot in their community, like whatever they're doing and whatever they do. It's basically like a lot of people like them. They're very likable. They could be very popular with people around you, or your community. So look out for that. Yeah, it's definitely okay. So we have strong fire and earth energies here. So I would say it's either a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or an Aries, Leo, Sag. And here we keep getting that this person's pretty stable financially, but we also get that they're very kind of, they're doing their own thing. They're not going to stop for anyone else. They're not going to like consider other people necessarily. They probably just have never really had to, or that's just how they've been for a while now. They don't really have to. That's kind of how they live their life. So it's like, I wouldn't expect, the most, lovey-dovey touching relationship where everyone's, considering each other's feelings, and there's not much about feelings at all in this relationship. It's more about money, control, not control, but money, and like ability to take care of yourself. It's like self-sufficiency, and also kind of just doing what you want to do, independence. I don't know if they'd expect that in return, or they'd want you to do the same thing, but it seems like that's the way they are. They might have been single for a while, and they're willing to like share the stuff that they have, but they just aren't really into talking about emotions or anything like that. And they could be very passionate with you. It could be a very fiery, interaction, but it would kind of not be a very deep one. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's who's coming in for you. Interesting. Could be an Aries. Person who has a good job, or they have a steady job. Of course. Love reading. How does Taurus feel about me? I'm a Leo. Okay. Okay, so we see here the person, either there's many options, like you are an option, like not like there's not just you and this person, it's like you're one of the people that they have to choose from. Or it could be that, you're seeing each other in a way that's like not realistic. Like these you have a lot of ideas about the other person, but it's not really exactly the way they are. So just try not to let that take you too far, because you could get disappointed later, if you're trying to look at this person as if they're an ideal rather than a person, with flaws and things that you aren't going to like, for sure. For sure, you can count on that. That's everybody. So if you're not expecting that, you're kind of expecting it to be this certain way, and you could get disappointed later. Also, with the moon here, it even more highlights that whole idea of like somebody not seeing the other person clearly. It's just clouded, things are not what they seem. And that doesn't have to mean that there's deception involved. It's just basically, it could be just the beginning of the relationship. And so basically that means, you guys just aren't even able to see each other clearly because you don't know each other well enough. And everyone puts on their best face in the beginning, right? So at least most people. So it kind of is like a natural thing, I feel like, that happens, but it's more so in this situation because it seems like, the moon here is just clouding the whole situation. But it might actually be because you guys are wanting it that way. Like you guys both are kind of, contributing to this deception, self-deception, basically, because you're kind of liking that it's like this. You kind of think like, okay, this is the way I want this person to be. And you're not really thinking so much about it being disappointing later, but it's kind of like, like you're thinking too much about it. You can choose to not fantasize and daydream and expect it to be a certain way. You know what I mean? You can actually get yourself out of it, but you choose not to. It's like you like the way that it looks from this point, So let's see what else. And also, this is Pisces energy. It doesn't have to be a Pisces. Like you said, they're a Taurus. Okay, so this, like I said, is going to cause some disappointment here. So, try to watch this. Try to, cut back on the fantasizing and daydreaming and expecting it to be a certain way. Like this person is human and you're going to have things about them that you don't like. So just remember that, because it seems like there will be some disappointments or some level of stress here. And it could be related to this whole idea here. At least that's what I feel, because that's what we're talking about here. Seems like it goes, How does this person feel about her? Anything we need to know about this person? Anything she should know about this person? She's a Taurus, she's a Leo. Anything she should know about this person? Anything you want her to know about this person? Okay, a deliberate decision is about to be made, and we have Gemini here as well, but it doesn't have to mean Gemini. It's just this is a Gemini card, but this is also the Lovers card. So as you can imagine, this is going to be a relationship most likely. I feel like they're going to be making a deliberate decision to starting to date you or starting to actually be with you in a relationship. It's like very deliberate. They're making this decision. They're not going back on it. They're not thinking about it. Anytime now, I feel like this is going to happen. It's kind of like they've already made this decision. It's like they are going to take an action or make a decision. And obviously, I feel like that decision is, going down the path of being with you, since we have the Lovers here. But I would just say in this situation, Julie, just make sure that you're trying to look at the person as they really are, because that obviously is seen here as a possible disappointment that you're going to have later on, or maybe very soon. I mean, could be later, it could be very soon that you're going to have this disappointment. But I feel like they are going to make a deliberate decision to, try to date you or try to see you as the lover and, make that happen. So yeah, I would definitely say they're interested. It's just you guys are kind of idolizing each other, and it could be disappointing later when, the shit hits the fan and the truth comes out and you realize this is kind of just a human. You know what I mean? So good luck with you with that for you. It's very accurate. Nice. Thank you. Good. Right on. All right. Destined with you. I'm not taking, I don't have a list, but I'm doing, since you're a new subscriber, at least you seem new. I don't think I've seen you before, so that would qualify as a new subscriber. And yeah, I'm just post your question and I'll notice you if you're new. I will be doing returning as well, but that's going to be later on if we have time, if I don't get too tired. I want to be able to have enough energy to do a reading that isn't shit. So if I get to that point, I'll let you know. But yeah, go ahead and post your question and I will get your question answered. Yeah, go ahead and just post your question. I'll get to you, okay? Destined with you. Okay, so Marie, may I have a love reading? Yes, you may. And thanks for subbing. Welcome. So let's see, Marie. Okay. Well, if you've been doubting that there's any hope in your love situation, like I don't know if it's with a certain person, we'll get to that. This is Aquarius, first of all. If you have any Aquariuses in your life, this could be talking about them. If not, then this could be saying that there's hope that you feel probably isn't there. Like you probably have lost hope in some way. But it's saying basically don't lose hope. Like have faith in yourself, have faith in the universe. Maybe it's just not the time now, but you do have a love coming in. Do not give up. Don't think that love is like not for you. Don't close yourself off or shut yourself out from the world. This is going to happen someday. So let's see what this is about. Let's see what this is telling us. Why the star card for her? What is this about here for her? What is this about here? Yes, it is free for new subscribers. Yes. Okay, so Marie, why is this card here? Okay, and this is Sagittarius. If not a Sag in your life, then we're talking here about harmony. Have faith that harmony and balance, this could just be talking about you need balance right now first, but it could also be saying like this isn't always going to just be bad relationships that you're in, so don't always just believe that, even though it's hard. I mean, it's just saying basically have faith, like know that like you do deserve to be loved, basically, and that will happen someday, even if it hasn't really happened in a way that was ideal in the past. It can still happen for you. So what else do we have here as a general love reading? So first, it's just kind of trying to tell you like, hey, look, first of all, before we even get into this, do not give up hope. Do not think it's over for you, because it's not. You're still going to have a lover someday. You're still going to have love coming in. It's just basically trying to remind you, like prepping you for this, what we have to say next. But basically saying, look, to start off, you've given up hope, and I don't want you to do that, because that's not the place you're supposed to be. That's not going to help you in your journey in life. So just keep that in mind. Now let's continue. Okay. And that's probably why it's saying that, because it's saying, look, there's a hasty decision. Like you might want to take an action too quick. You might want to just jump in with somebody. You might want to just take action very quickly, and you're not thinking much about it. You just feel this urge to like do it. Like you're not really, it's kind of impulsive. Like you just want to do it. Like you don't care. You just feel this urge to do something, and it's probably not a good idea, because, as with most things, when we don't think about it before we do it, sometimes we end up disappointed with that. Like, fuck, why did I do that? Shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah. So basically, that's kind of what it's telling me is like, okay, remember, it will happen for you one day. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow. It doesn't have to happen with the next person that asks you out. And it doesn't have to happen with someone just because they're there and you're lonely. You know what I mean? Like, don't do it just because you feel like you should. Like, you should think about it first. Really start to get to know people before you just jump in, okay? So let's see. Yeah, it's going to take strength. This is another fire card. This is young fire, the Page of Wands. That's why I'm pointing out the fire. So it could be a younger fire sign person. We have Sag here and now Leo. So keep that in mind. Keep, these signs in your mind for the coming weeks and months. Just in case, you meet somebody like this. This could be one of them, their signs. And then this is Aquarius from the beginning with the star, remember? So yeah, but this is saying that, basically you having patience and not jumping into something is probably going to take a lot of strength for you, because you may be very lonely. You may want to just jump in with someone, but it's like, look, you don't need to do that. You need to wait it out and actually have somebody of quality and value to add to your life, not just have anybody, just because they're there. So it's kind of telling you, like, pick and choose, you know what I mean? Like, don't just be so quick to jump into something. And it's coming, like, something will be there. It's just, you don't have to just, like, don't date the first person you notice looking at you in a way that you feel like is like they like you. And you have options. It's not just going to be them. So make sure you're looking at people and you're actually trying to decipher, okay, is this a good person for me? And how would you know that unless you get to know them first, right? Don't just jump into things. What else do you want her to know about her love life, please? Anything else about her love life, please? Yeah, it's kind of just a continuity of, like, life. It's not over. Something might try to come back, or it might try to be something that you have dealt with in the past, like some kind of energy or some kind of behaviors that you've engaged in that maybe they didn't work out so well for you. So it's kind of just a reminder, like, hey, repeating things that come back around, you have a choice whether or not to let those things be repeating patterns. Like, you don't have to allow them to be repeating patterns. It is up to you to make shit happen or not. So basically, this is like, some things from the past might try to return, like, even if it's urges that you used to have or behaviors you used to engage in, things you used to do that have not gotten you to the place you wanted to be. So just keep that in mind. This is going to require a lot of strength from you. You might have to wait a little while, and if you don't, I feel like you won't have to wait. Like, there will be other people, like, kind of coming forward, but the thing is, you should wait, because this is saying hasty decision making, which, sometimes we regret, sometimes we don't. But in this situation, it's like, for me, I just feel like it's saying, like, okay, look, you need to just not be impulsive and just think it through before you take action. So I feel like it's just really trying to urge you to, like, choose wisely and just don't jump into things just because it's there, Okay, Julie? Or, I'm sorry, Marie. Marie. I was like, is Julie right? No, it's Marie. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Nice. I'm glad. Yeah, there's love out there. Just be patient and, choose wisely. What's your question, destined with you? Can you post it again, please? Okay. Any new life-changing changes? I like that. Okay. So, let's see. Anything about September month in general? Just what's happening in September for destined with you? Anything changing their life specifically? They'd like to know if there's any life-changing occurrences that month, the month of September. Let me know what they need to know about the month of September, please. Okay, it looks like there's a Cancer person. If not, this is talking about forward movement, like actions are being taken or actions were taken in the previous months, and now you're kind of moving forward toward these action or these destinations you're trying to, or these goals, whatever it is that you've been working towards, getting to. It's going to be taking shape in September. By the way, your question, you're asking, is there going to be any life-changing changes? And so that tells me that you're kind of like waiting for something exciting to happen, or maybe something bad. But basically, it's kind of like you're waiting for life to happen to you instead of you making life happen for you. So what the Chariot card here is saying is pretty much, this is going to be you who's doing this. It's not really up to anybody else or anything that you're out of control of. If you want things to change, you kind of have to take action toward those changes. So it's kind of putting you in the driver's seat here, and I like that. It's good. It gives you a lot more control over your situation instead of just waiting for something to kind of happen. It looks like what this action could be for you is kind of putting something to rest, or just taking some time out, and doing like your own thing. Just getting, taking a breather basically, and just kind of taking a step back, resting, most of all, resting. So it could be that it could even be that you're ending a relationship with somebody, or you're like ending a friendship, or you're just ending something temporarily. You're stepping away. You just need a break. You just need some time for whatever reason. Okay, and it's probably because the person you're dealing with is kind of toxic. I mean, this person, it doesn't even have to be romantic, but if it is, that could be as well. It's just basically saying that the person is very toxic, and they're kind of like, they want to win at all costs, and they will, because they don't feel bad. They won't stop. They like where you'll stop and feel bad, they won't. So I could see why you'd want to take a break from that. And it could be because, you feel very connected and attached to this person for other reasons, like when things were good, whether or not you guys are dating. It could be a friendship, or, even a work buddy, whatever it is. It's just, or a family member. It's just talking about a connection you guys had. I'm sure the reason you're taking a break instead of ending it is because you still have hope that this person could be the way they used to be, or change, So let's see. But with the Five of Swords, that's a very nasty character. It's somebody who's like very, very, well, of course, immature. Page here. Page of Fire. This could be a fire sign person. We also have Cancer, remember? Cancer or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So keep that in mind. This person could be younger than you, and they could be older than you, but they could just be acting younger than you as well. So, either way, if they're not younger than you, then they're definitely acting younger. This is very petty, and it's not even petty, it's straight cruel. I mean, this person does not stop. Like, they won't stop until they win. And even if they lose, they'll still tell everybody and convince themselves even that they've won and that you've lost and you're the one who, is the problem. So, yeah, it's just a very negative energy that you're going to be around. I would say you're stepping away from it, though, and that's good. That's what you're doing about this, and that's what the change is going to be. Hopefully, while you're taking that break, you're able to see, like, that you don't need to go back to that person for anything, because it's just going to end the same. Thanks, Jenna. Thanks for doing that list there. So I see you're taking a break. You're taking a big step here in September. So you're asking like any life-changing changes, and I would say yeah, and you're the one who's making them, so that's good. You're noticing a toxic energy, and you're just like, look, I can't even do this anymore. Like, I'm just going to step away for a second. I need to take a breather, or I'm going to lose my mind. Well, right on. Glad to hear it. Glad to have you. Okay. So let's see. We have thanks. Okay. Can I get a reading for my relationship, please? Yes. Crystal. All right, so let's see what's going on with her relationship here. Her relationship. Crystal wants to know about her relationship. What can you tell us about Crystal's relationship, please? What does she need to know? What would you like to bring to her attention, please? Okay, so there's, you're moving towards some direction. It's not stagnant. It's kind of like things are happening now, and this is what it's headed toward. Indecision. Okay, so basically, you guys are trying to go in a certain direction. You or the person you're with are, trying to either make some changes or go in a certain direction that is maybe a bit different than the one you've been in the past. You're just trying to like move and progress, basically. You're trying to go a certain way and, improve your life, I guess you could say. But you're just trying to go a certain way, you're trying to make some moves here, and it's just headed towards basically indecision, weighing your options. It could be that you guys both can't agree on how to, approach the situation, or you can't agree on like which way to go about it, or which way to even go, or how to do it. So, you guys could kind of be at a crossroads because you don't even know if it's going to happen, whatever direction or whatever thing you're trying to do. The other person doesn't exactly agree in the same way. So they're kind of like, it's like, what do I do? Which one do I go with? This person is like weighing their options, like, these two things are both very important, but which one am I going to do? Like, I just don't know. And so right now it's kind of a moment of, thinking about this and considering it. Well, actually, it's not even that. It's like you are wanting to take action very badly, but it's like you're stuck. It's not even like you're sitting there thinking like it's a choice. It's like, no, you just feel very stuck and like, you're just like, okay, which way do I go? Trying to weigh your options, trying to figure out what's the best thing, and you just haven't figured it out yet. So now it's like you're just kind of stuck. Okay, we do have a caring energy here. This would be either Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, a water sign, or it's just talking about somebody who's very caring. Like there's a lot of care there. There's nurturing. The person means well. What else do we have here? Love it. I'm just saying that because now whenever I get the King of Cups, a lot of times it's a negative card afterwards. And it just makes me wonder, like, was this person being fake or were they really caring? Because if they were really caring, then this wouldn't be coming out. You know what I mean? Like, no. So I feel like that's kind of the thing that you should really be weighing your options about, is whether or not you even want to continue in this direction. Hate to put it that way, but seriously, 10 of Swords, somebody's getting betrayed, someone's getting cut off, feeling like you're dead to the person, maybe just stop talking to each other completely, or it's, basically though you didn't see it coming because this person's on their stomach. So they didn't have time to defend themselves. They didn't have time. They didn't even know that that was going to happen. They just got stabbed in the back 10 times, mind you. Overkill. So it's definitely hurtful and painful, and just you probably don't even understand why. You know what I mean? It's confusing because it's like, what is it that got this person to just switch on you after this King of Cups energy, right? That's probably fake anyway. But all of a sudden you notice this person just kind of changes, and that could be kind of what you're weighing your options about too. Like, do I want to even deal with this anymore? Okay, so let's see. And they could be doing that as well, King of Pentacles. So we do have strong water and earth energies here, which would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So also the person could be considering like, how is it going to affect their money? Or you could be considering that. Basically, it is an issue in the situation. Like you guys have either finances and things like that, with each other, or it's just basically you don't know how you're going to be able to take care of yourself, or they don't know how they're going to, or something is just going to change. Like the finances in this person, you would think that, they really, really consider the finances an important thing, maybe even too much. Maybe they're even like lacking the thing that, like, oh, you said you're Cancer. Wow. and maybe they're, I mean, it seems like here with the King of Pentacles, like they're thinking about money too much, like they're lacking what is needed in order to actually have a fulfilling relationship, which is not necessarily money. Although security, and you said you're a Cancer, so security is definitely important. And that means different things for different people. But for a Cancer, I guess you could say that maybe this is you who's considering that it means really a lot to the situation, and that's because you're concerned with security. So that's not a bad thing, but you know, it can be, but it's not in general, you know, just a bad thing. You just want to feel safe and secure, like you have, you know, security basically, and comfort and stability. So that's how you can feel like that, is with money or stuff like things, a house, you know, things like that. So material things. And so this person here, it's, yeah, I mean, maybe this is you fucking them over then, but you know, you would know better than I do. But definitely somebody is being betrayed of trust. Okay, so if you guys are getting married, then I would, you know, think about the things that you really feel about this person that have happened. You know, you said things have been rough lately, but you're saying like, okay, I'm talking about like looking at how you feel betrayed, like the trust has been betrayed. Like you don't know if you can trust the person, you feel like they're going to switch on you. Like there has to be that kind of energy there. And if it's not, I would say that you're going to notice that pretty soon. Like if you're not in denial, you're really thinking about everything that's happened. There's been something that you felt like, okay, is a bit iffy. Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't trust them because of this, or they've hurt me in this way, so that it could get worse later. But you probably believe that it won't. But here's the thing, I just think before you go and do that, just think about all the things that you know about the person. Think about, do you trust the person? I mean, seriously, Ten of Swords is really not cute. Hopefully it's not you doing it. I'd never want to believe that, but of course it could be. Betrayal of trust here. What is the Ten of Swords here for? Give me the Ten of Swords here for. Maybe you thought the person was like a lot more caring than they really seem now. Like you never thought they would be as mean as they've been, or say the things that they've said, if there's been words. We still have the Ace of Cups here. So it's funny because that's clarifying the Ten of Swords. Clarifying the Ten of Swords is the Ace of Cups. So maybe you guys will be able to pull through from this. Maybe this is something that happened in the past and it's just wanting to remind you, like, remember this happened. Ace of Wands, good. So there's opportunities to make this change, you know. She's an Aquarius, you said. Hard to get feeling out when I'm all about feeling. Yeah, no, that's a good thing, but you need to be listening to your intuition, you know. So that's funny because the swords are air. So that's kind of interesting that the Ten of Swords would be there, and that's the only sword here. But let's see, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. It's kind of telling me that, yeah, there's, you know, there's opportunities here to fix this. And, you know, it could have already shown itself, or it could be showing itself later. But basically, the aces are opportunities. So that's a good thing. I mean, I feel like that means there are opportunities, and especially with these two, for you to fix the love situation, and with the wand, to take action. So to take action toward fixing the situation, you'll have opportunities to do that. So that's kind of, you know, the positive thing about this, I guess. But remember that just because it's an opportunity doesn't mean it's handed to you. You do have to take the opportunity, you know, and if it's them who has to take action, then they'll have to take it. And, you know, sometimes we don't notice these things, and sometimes we just don't act on them. But this is going to be an opportunity. So hopefully they'll be able to do what they need to do there. Let's see what else we need to know. Anything else she needs to know about the relationship? Anything she should know about the relationship with this Aquarius person? I mean, even as simple as like they're emotionally unavailable, you know, or like you just can't, they don't really like to talk about emotions, and you just don't feel understood. Because when I'm thinking, I mean, forgive me, I'm generalizing, so it's not completely for sure that it would be like this, because you have to look at all parts of the chart. But when you're thinking about an Aquarius and a Cancer, one of them is a lot more emotional. One of them is a lot more about their emotions. And not that Aquariuses aren't, but they just express it differently. Whereas Cancer is kind of like needing that nurturing, needing that love, that motherly love, that fatherly love, whatever it is, you know, just that extra nurturing and care. Where an Aquarius wants to be kind of free and, you know, have their freedom and just have their independence. They don't really want to be touched all the time like that. And that's not necessarily true, okay? Because my boyfriend's an Aquarius, his Venus is in Pisces. So that's kind of different. It comes off a bit different, you know, in a love relationship. It's not always just, you know, that Aquarius, what you hear about Aquarius is. So I do want to make note of that. It's not always like that, but I mean, just generally looking at it, I can see that maybe it just feels kind of like you can't open up to the person as much as you'd like to. So hopefully that can be addressed as well. But we do have you kind of going inside and thinking about this more, like doing some journaling, just sitting with yourself for a few days and just kind of really thinking about this, putting this really to thought and trying to formulate it in your head of what it's going to look like when you guys do get married. Like, you know, kind of reconsider, you know, it doesn't have to mean like don't do it. That's going to be up to you. But the Hermit here, this is also the Virgo card, but Virgo here is, or sorry, the Hermit here is saying basically go inside and just, you know, consider this. Think about things that are happening because things are happening so fast anyway. So make sure that you're like slowing down for a second, taking that time to really consider what you're doing before you do it. And, you know, the words and the wisdom should come to you when you're on your own. Like no outside influences. This is just time for you to think with your own self right there. Just you and you in the same room, just thinking about things, being real with yourself, and just trying to, you know, organize what you're about to do and, you know, try to see if this is really something you want to do. And not just the marriage, but everything in your life. Like this is hermit mode time. Time for you to take a step back and just be with yourself and try to think about these things. Okay, so reconsider, reflect. Important that you do that, okay? Obviously, there's some information or there's some words of wisdom that I can't tell you here that you're supposed to be telling yourself. And when you do this hermit mode, that will happen. You know, you'll have these realizations or understandings of yourself more than you can have talking to anybody else. You know what I mean? It's just you time. You know yourself better than anyone. So hopefully you won't deny anything like to yourself and you'll try to be real with yourself during this time because that will be the most helpful. You know, it's not going to work if you're just kind of like in denial and lying to yourself about your situation and how you feel about it. You got to be real with yourself on it, and then everything should be fine. You know, you'll get these messages that you're supposed to hear from your own self. Yeah, so make sure you're talking about those things, you know, and make sure you're actually trying to like discuss these things and address these things because later on it's going to still be the same thing. It might be even worse of a problem if you didn't, you know, discuss it before. And marriage is a big commitment, you know, so just, you know, think about these things that you're getting into with people that are going to be very close to you. You want to know, like, okay, is this person going to be able to let me speak how I feel? Or are they going to get mad? Or, you know, are they going to not allow me to do that? Because that's going to be important for you to be able to do that in any relationship. People can do it without having that in the relationship, but it's still, you know, you don't really want that. Ideally, you'd have somebody who you can talk to. Scorpio's current feelings for me. Scorpio. Is Scorpio's current feelings for her? What are the Scorpio's current feelings for her? What are the Scorpio's current feelings for her, please? Okay, this person could have been like in the past or even now. Five of Swords, never like to get that at all in any kind of reading because it's just basically talking about a person that's very, you know, for lack of a better word, cruel, selfish. I mean, they're gonna win. They're gonna fight until they get what they want. They're like not gonna take no for an answer. And I feel like that has a lot to do with, you know, even with the Queen of Wands, it's even worse because it's like this person's going to do what they want to do. They don't feel the need to ask for permission or look around and see if this is acceptable in society or like the community or within the, you know, situation. Like, is this appropriate? Am I crossing boundaries? No, it's like a fierce, I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to do what I want. And guess what? You're going to give it to me. And if you don't, well, yes, you will, because I'm not going to take no for an answer. And it's just really kind of, it's dark and it's really hostile too. And Three of Swords. So this person could be either feeling like you have hurt them in some way, or they're still very hurt, and that's kind of the way that they've reacted to being hurt, is now they're kind of gonna get theirs out of the situation. They're not really trying to be open to love in a healthy way. They're kind of more trying to just get what they can get out of people. Because yeah, I would say, you know, deep down they've probably been hurt before, and ever since then it's like that's how they are. But don't think that you can just turn around and change that for them, because it's not likely. But yeah, I feel like this very seething, like underneath just this hostile kind of angry, rageful person that maybe isn't showing that. But again, this Queen of Wands here, it's like they don't get very close to people. They do their own thing most of the time. So and another thing the Three of Swords could be saying here is this is going to end in heartbreak for you. So like I said, Five of Swords is really not a good character to have at all in any kind of reading, and that's just something that's negative, you know. And they're going to do what they want. They're not going to look back and consider you. They're going to do what they're going to do and get what they're going to get, whatever they want. And so basically, they've probably chosen you because they know that they can do that with you. They wouldn't have chosen you if they thought that they couldn't get what they wanted out of you. And if they're not able to at any point, they're going to get very upset about that and pretty much not take no for an answer. And you might not give them what they want. But don't think that it will be a good, you know, it won't be fun for you in that situation. They'll probably be very angry and try to get back at you or something like that. You know, even to add to the situation, they're a Scorpio. So it's like, you know what they say about revenge in Scorpios. So just be careful with that one. You know, it seems like it's better to like not go in that direction if you can. You know, I would not say that the energy is really something you'd like to be engaged in. I was going to do you right now, Rohan. So I would say it's a big no. And they could be interested in you, but I would say, again, this person doesn't really get interested in people for the reason that you get interested in people. It wouldn't be the same thing that you're doing, that you're trying to do. You know, it's purely for their own gain. So, I mean, even if they're interested in you, don't think that that's always a good thing. You know, it's kind of a bad thing in this case because there's some reason that they think like, okay, this person can give me what I want. And if you can't do that, then that's going to kind of be a problem. You know what I mean? It's going to kind of be a problem for them and you. If you guys are new here today, if today's your first, if it's your first day here, then that's what the list is for the new subscribers, like new subscribers today, because I want to give you guys a chance to get a reading, okay? So it's not for returning subscribers, but I will get to the returning ones later on, a little bit later on after we do a few of these new ones. Also, you can donate, of course, as always, and that's in the description, all the information for that. If you'd like to donate and get a question, doesn't matter if you're new or returning, you can do that and you can get your question answered right away. So that's an option, but if you're returning, please just, you know, be patient, sit tight, come back, or do what you need to do. You know, I'd love to see you here still, and I love to see that you came. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being supportive, participating in the lives. I do appreciate it, because I couldn't do this shit without you guys. I mean, who would I be talking to? Myself. But just ask my boyfriend. I always do that anyway. He's like, you could just talk to yourself and not even, I don't even have to say anything. You could just talk to yourself and you wouldn't even notice. So maybe I would be able to do that, but I don't know. Probably not on the live stream. Wouldn't be very popular. Okay. You don't need to read, Rohan? Or Rohan, or Rohan. Rohan. All right. Well, okay. Well, thanks for coming. If you get a question in your mind, go ahead whenever you're ready. But yeah, new star, go ahead. New star. Any good news coming my way soon? New star wants to know if there's any new good news coming their way. What do they need to know about any good news coming their way soon? What do they need to know about the coming weeks? Okay, there should be an offer. If you need help or you need some kind of like assistance, there should be some kind of like help with that, some kind of a loan or offer, a lent hand, something like that. Yeah, I would say it probably does have to do with money or a job, just something that provides you with the stability that you're needing right now that you feel like maybe you don't have, Somebody seems to come in and kind of give you an opportunity here. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of like you're seeing the negative in a situation. Why is that? It could be even talking about a lover coming in, but I feel like it's more talking here about, okay, wait. We have, okay, yeah, somebody lending a hand or you lending a hand possibly, but I would feel like this would be a job or some kind of thing that's going to bring you more stability. And it could even be money, but I feel like it's just since it's bringing you more stability here with the Knight of Pentacles, it could be talking about something that's like able to provide stability for a longer period of time, like that you can provide yourself with eventually, kind of like a job or something. You said, I recently got a loan and looking for a new job. So you're disappointed a bit, and I would say that it would be because you're looking at the negative. See these two here? These are actually, yeah, these two cups right here in the back. He's laser focused on these three cups that have knocked down already. But these two cups in the back are still standing and they're still able to use, with the same kind of potential as the other three cups had. So you can keep doing the same thing. You can, yeah, well, I'm glad, yeah, exactly. So it's funny because you're looking for a new job and then you can keep doing the same thing and getting the same result. Like you can grab these two cups behind you, whatever's left, and you could keep drinking them and being over it soon. Like you get over it really quick. It's like, yeah, you could keep doing that same old thing you've been doing. Or you could take these two cups behind you and you could go across this bridge back here and find this castle. This castle right here, it's uncharted territory. And you can go into that castle and you can see what else is there. You said, any good news coming for me lately? And yeah, I would say the good news for you is right now, just telling you, hey, guess what? Knock, knock. You do have a fucking choice. You do have, control over your own life. And if you want to see a change, you kind of have to make it happen. And you can make that happen. There is, a way to do that. The two cups that are still standing, it's showing you still have other options. You don't have to just do the same thing. Although you definitely can. And that's going to be up to you to change that if you want it to change. And look, somebody could be offering you some kind of a job. So yeah, it could be that too. Maybe it would be okay to do that. If you're not happy there, then definitely I would say look to changing the situation. But if you have to do it right now for money, which is, probably why you're doing it, then, make sure you have your back first. But look around because the options are there. There are things there. And you could get a position where you have more authority over the situation, or you could be working for yourself. But I feel like it's more that you're going to be overseeing people. Like you could be a higher position up in something, or you have a lot of responsibility, You have a lot of responsibility. Like you have a lot of responsibility you're taking in the position you're going to be getting. And it could even be talking about like you watching children or something, since you're overseeing a lot of people that you have to care for as the Emperor does. And this is Aries here as well. So yeah, I would say look to your passions and the things that you've always wanted to do, because you could start doing something like that, like this new thing. This is a page, it's the early stages. So it could be like a new thing that you start doing. And with the cups here, it's something you're passionate about. So I would say look to things that you've put on the shelf that you haven't even considered in a long time, and look to those things and try to, do those things. You said you do work with kids. So I would say, look to the things that you've always wanted to do and things that you've been passionate about that would make you feel really good, right? Because cups are feelings, emotions, so try to spark that. Try to see if you can find something that you actually like doing. And it's probably something you put on the shelf for a long time. You thought maybe you couldn't do it, or you just, couldn't do it at the time. You didn't have the time. But now it's kind of like even more important for you to know that if you're not happy in the situation you're in, you got to kind of make some changes here, because it's not going to change for you. You kind of have to put that in motion. You know what I mean? So hopefully you'll be able to do that, because it seems like it's definitely very possible for you. Okay, give me 1 second, you guys, and I will get to everybody. Well, not everyone, but yeah, whoever is on this new list here. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Who are we on, Jenna? Okay. I don't think she's new. Priyanka. Or Priyanka. But yeah, I don't think you're new, girl. Girl, you ain't new. Pretty sure I've read for you before. Unless it's a different Priyanka, but yeah, you just now did? Okay, well, we'll go for it then. So, I have had a Priyanka in the past, but maybe you're a different one. Let's see. So she posted above. Thanks for subscribing, by the way, and being here. Let's see if we can find you. What will the future outcome of my relationship with S Pisces? Okay, let's look at the Romance Angels Oracle just because you know, we're talking about love and romance. Let's see. Let's see what this is the deck that I like to use when you know, I'm just trying to like figure out what is left between people in the relationship. So you're wanting to know like what the outcome will be. So let's see where this is going. What can we expect to see in this relationship with Priyanka and this Pisces person? The first thing is honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So that could be because you guys are enjoying holidays, or again, honeymoon, you would think, oh, does that mean we're going to have a honeymoon? It doesn't exactly mean that you guys are getting married. It could, of course, but it just basically means this you know, the holiday time, whatever the next holiday time is, or one of the holidays, during the holidays and some holidays, you guys will be together. So that's what we do now. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Quick note on this card really quick though. I feel like when that comes out, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. I feel like that's something that could change. You know what I mean? Like you can change, you can re-spark it in the relationship. You know, it doesn't mean you will, but you can. I feel like that's not like a set in stone thing. I feel like sometimes people think they want something else and they really just don't realize how much like they really, you know, that if they even had a glimpse of what it would be like with the person that they're with leaving, then they go, oh fuck, wait, no, I actually want this. I've been with this person and I want this person. So like, what was I thinking? You know, so sometimes I think people just think that they want something else, and you know, they don't always really want something else. You know, even if it's for a second, it's not always, it doesn't always last. So I feel like that's kind of what we're talking about, or could be talking about here. Like that could change, you know, that there's not enough attraction or chemistry. It's like, okay, that could change. You know, you can change your mind on that. And you might not, but you could. So I just don't want to say that like basically this is what it is. I mean, it could change. It's not set in stone. Like that's always the way it's going to be. But for now, that's kind of what it feels like. So let's see. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So this is kind of like advice, saying like, look, that's probably why you feel there's like the attraction and chemistry is going down, because you guys are not being open with each other. And if you're able to be open with each other, you know, about everything, then it becomes a lot more fulfilling of a relationship, because you can actually be yourself and, you know, get your needs met by being honest with each other and actually speaking up about things and not holding in your feelings and trying to guess and read minds and stuff. You know, reading minds does not really work most of the time. It's not a good way to go. So It's kind of saying, you know, enjoying the holiday time together. So there's time where you guys are really close and having a great time. Then you kind of decide like, okay, this isn't going to work out. That could be what it is right now, is maybe you're feeling like it's not really going to work out. But then, you know, this is kind of advice saying like, look, if you guys can open up to each other and communicate better, like you said, he doesn't communicate properly. So that's going to be a problem. But, you know, hopefully he'll be able to turn that around. Hopefully you can mention that and maybe address that. Like, look, we need a mediator between us because we cannot communicate. You know, my boyfriend and I have the same issue. We don't really communicate very well either about like everything else is fine. Emotional, personal stuff like that is kind of where we, you know, get into arguments a lot. So it's like, I feel like, you know, you should just know, like knowing that about each other though is a really important thing. And just knowing that like maybe you do need a therapist or some kind of mediator, something, some kind of exercises you guys need to do to like know how to communicate better. Because a lot of people think they know how to communicate and they just think everyone else is like, you know, I know how to communicate, right? You're just not cooperating. But no, a lot of times like there's little things that we're not doing, or there's little things we are doing that are causing it to not be a good conversation or to not be a cooperative conversation. So there's little things you can do that just change it up a lot, you know, and you have to kind of learn those things though. You don't just know those things. So like look into that and how you guys can communicate effectively together if you have a hard time doing that. And yeah, it seems like you guys will be able to do that just as it says getting to know each other, or getting to know each other. So it's as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So I feel like this is not really saying like, okay, like it's done. I feel like you will have this opportunity if you guys can open up to each other and kind of be yourselves with each other. Like, yeah, it can get better again. It's just that, you know, will you do that? Obviously, it takes his effort as well as yours. So it's not like I can really just answer that here. I mean, it's really going to be whatever you guys decide to do. But I definitely feel like there's a chance for that to happen. You know, if you're able to kind of like really be honest and get to know each other on a deeper level than you already know. And it's funny because it's not like you haven't talked before, but it's saying getting to know each other. Like it's almost like you guys haven't opened up in certain ways to each other at all, and that you would just be getting to know each other in that way. So it's kind of cool. Like getting to know each other actually for real for the first time, even though you've been together. Okay. Okay, who's next? Adia or Adia? Adia? Sharma? Okay, when will my boyfriend Tarun Cabra come back and contact me? Okay, so basically, it's not necessarily going to happen. Like I just have to say, first of all, with this question, you're saying when will he, and we just don't know if he will. Like he might not ever. So I'm just wanting to address that first. Is that I can't necessarily ask this question just because we don't. You're kind of already saying like it will happen, and we don't know that. That's why you're asking like when, but we don't know if it ever will happen. Just saying, not to be a dick, but I'm just saying. We just can't ask the question that way. So I'm going to ask, what do we need to know about her boyfriend, Tarun, and will he be contacting her? What do we need to know around this? What do we need to know around this whole idea? What do we need to know about him? What is he going to do in the next couple weeks and months? Okay, the death card. So the death card is here because basically this could be an ending that you're experiencing with the person, or it could be just a drastic change. So you may not ever hear from this person again, but maybe it's just saying there's changes that are occurring now. But I feel like it's an ending. Let's see where this is going to go. Someone was being a bit deceptive, I would say, or they were hiding something. You know, the Seven of Swords here is about a person who is basically, well, either stealing something literally or just like keeping something to themselves and hiding it and like sneaking off with it. It's like they were doing this right under your nose. It was something that wasn't like very, like, it was just kept hidden basically. And so, and I would feel like the person will come back again, because the world here is kind of talking about like as time goes on and, you know, throughout the seasons, like it could take a while, but this person will probably come back. But it's kind of like you need to consider, do you even want that person to come back? Because it could be that you don't even know what this thing that they were hiding is. Like you might not even know what it is yet, or you might not ever even find out. And so, but basically we know that there's something hidden, and so you need to address that if you do want to connect with them again. I mean, you don't need to, but you should, because it's, you know, Seven of Swords isn't usually someone that's a really like trustworthy and honest friend that you should trust. You know, it's somebody that is hiding something and sneaking something, maybe even stealing something from you. So keep that in your mind when you're associating yourself or, you know, engaging with this person. You want to know like that they're being honest, and you want to see the thing that they're hiding. You know, you want to know what that is so you can know if it's something that you really are going to be able to deal with or not. But it seems like, yeah, I mean, there's a situation here that's you don't know about. And so I feel like this is going to end for now, but then it will come back around. But to say that the person will have been changed, I can't say for sure, you know. Justice. We have a Libra here and Scorpio. Scorpio and Libra are the signs that are coming out here. But it doesn't have to be those signs, but it's just, you know, these are the signs that are what these cards mean. But justice here, it's kind of like saying it will be balanced, it will be set straight. You'll get something out, like either you'll get something out of it, like maybe you won't continue to date the person, like you'll be like, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. Like I already know and I can see through the person. And so you give yourself your own justice. Or maybe they come and make it right. I don't really believe that people do that a lot of times, though. Sometimes they do, but like I just don't ever want to say that that's what it is. I mean, because I don't want you to get your hopes up. I don't see it being like the person's going to come and make it right. I feel like they're still going to hide whatever thing they're hiding. So I feel like this is more like you giving yourself the closure you need or something like that, but you just finding justice with it. I don't really think it's like something's going to be done to them and they're going to get what they deserve or anything like that. It's probably more personal than that. Like you're doing this. And the Chariot, that's Cancer. So yeah, I mean, I would say that maybe that is why he's returning, but it kind of feels like you moving forward and giving yourself the justice you need. So you're saying, will he come? I mean, I don't do yes or no answers, but in this situation with the world here, I feel like he is going to come back around at some point. But again, remember, it's not likely that he'll have been changed very much. So if he can just come back in, then he can just go back out and come back in and go back out and come back in. Then why wouldn't he? You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind when you're associating with the person. I feel like they're going to come back at some point, but it's going to be like the same thing, you know? And they're probably just going to end up leaving again. This is kind of showing you giving yourself the freedom that you need and kind of you taking the steps you need to take to kind of move forward away from this so you can feel more balanced within yourself, you know, so you can feel more at peace with yourself and you can give yourself that. No one needs to give that to you. You don't need to wait for someone to give you that. You just give it to yourself, you know. And if you don't, if you do the same thing you've always done, then you can definitely expect the same result. And if that result was not favorable to you, then what do? You have to do something different, right? And that's all you can really do is something that you've never done if you want a different result than you've always had. Strangely enough, this was on the ground too, so I don't know if that's a reason that came out, but it's just interesting. Okay. Okay. Excuse me, Shweta. I know I've seen you before, my love. Darling, thanks for coming. We're kind of just focusing on the new ones for right now, but thank you for coming. And I think the same with Stella. I think Stella I've read for you before as well, haven't I? Sorry to put it that way. I just want to get the new people a chance as well. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. Oops, I'm sorry. Okay, what do the cards have to say about the connection between you and A? Let's see. Hi, Ruby. Hey, if you make another account and come on, then that's new. We'll take that. You sign on with a different email or something. Different, your other YouTube account. I'll do that. So, that's one loophole. Or you guys could donate and get your reading right now. My computer just died. So what's the connection between you and A? Ah! Let me pick these up. Okay, just plugged it in, so we'll be back on. All right. What do the cards Spirit have to tell me about my connection with me and A? There's going to be a reunion, first of all. Like, you guys will get back together at some point. Not necessarily together, but it's like you'll meet again, You'll come together at some point. It's a relationship of care. There's the Queen of Wands is a very caring, nurturing person. So I would say that the person's genuine, with you emotionally. Or maybe this is your care for them. But I feel like between you, there's definitely that care there. Or that's what you feel, Well, that's a really great card to get. yeah, there's definitely a deep, deep connection between you, and that's probably why it's coming back around at some point. So there's definitely that Two of Cups energy of you guys see eye to eye, you click very well, very, you know, it's hard to not feel something for the person. It's hard to like think that nothing's going on here. You know, it's something very deep and, you know, it's something that's very connected. So I feel like you guys will at some point come back together and, you know, at least discuss life, you know, at least be friends or something. I feel like you guys are kind of in no contact right now, or at least it's distant, you know, it's not as close as it could be, you know, because the reunion card here, the Four of Wands, is kind of telling us that, you know, something's distant and then you get back, you know, you guys come back together and kind of celebrate something. So, and it could still have that care there. It's like you guys never stopped caring for each other. Okay, but there's something that's kind of seen not clearly here. Like there's something about the situation that basically you aren't seeing clearly. You're not seeing clearly that there's flaws in the person, or there's really bad things in the person, or maybe there's just bad things that will happen around the circumstances between you and you can't be together because of that. You're ignoring that. Or it could be something that's really good for you guys and you're ignoring that. You know, you feel like it's just too hard or something because of outside, you know, circumstances. But when it's like better to be together, for some reason, you know, there's something you guys aren't looking at in a clear way. So basically, also you could be an option. You could just be one of their options. And you don't want that. We do have Ace of Pentacles here. I feel like it could be a stable thing this time around. Like it could be something that actually has the opportunity to stabilize and to be something committed. And but somebody does want someone to take responsibility for something. So they want somebody to come forward and initiate. I think one of you wants the other to initiate. And unless you do that, unless the person who wants the other person to do that does that, it probably won't be able to happen for whatever reason. You're just wanting the person to kind of own up to something, or to come clean about something, or to come forward about something. And I feel like it's talking about them, you know, contacting you and trying to make this happen. Or it could be you to them, or them to you, I mean. But I feel like this is like somebody is going to be wanting to come forward, but it's just like someone's going to have to be owning up to that. You know, someone's going to have to be standing in that position and initiating. Because here it's kind of like someone needs to take responsibility or do something. Someone needs to do something about making something right. Okay? And just, you know, owning up to something. But I feel like somebody will initiate eventually. I think it will come back together at some point, probably romantically. Which, you know, doesn't always happen. I don't always see that in the cards with people asking that. So it's kind of cool. I mean, it doesn't seem like it seems like you and the person have like a pretty strong bond there, or did. Okay. What does Spirit really want me to know? For this, I'm going to use the Chakra Wisdom Oracle because it's just a good deck to use when we're trying to cover a lot of area, when we're trying to cover a lot of bases, and you know, we're trying to just get to an understanding of something that we can't really put into words. Like you don't really know exactly what to ask, so you're saying, what does Spirit really want me to know? So here it is. What does Spirit really want Henna to know? Cute name, by the way. want Hannah to know? What do you want Hannah to know? Cards for Hannah. Instinct. It's a neutral chakra. So we'll read that to you first. Okay. The neutral chakra embrace the spirit of universal consciousness. Overall impression is neutrality. Keywords are enlightenment, consciousness, purpose, wisdom, spirituality, unity, and expansiveness. Manifesting intention. In the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, we reach the place of universal consciousness, which is outside our physical body. You may notice that these cards represent some aspect of our collective being. The idea here is that we all vibrate through our seventh chakra, and in a powerful way, it keeps us connected to our humanity. The cards of the seventh chakra are neutral in color because spirit in essence is neutral. Here you will receive messages from spirit that are detached from human worry. These cards indicate the higher-minded thinking that happens when we align with spirit. The power of holding space can also be seen in the still energy of each card. Here you will see how conscious choice can bring you spiritual magnetism. These are the cards of mastery. Okay, so I just want to repeat that really quick. Ready? Here you will see how conscious choice can bring you spiritual magnetism. Okay? Just remember that. You do have a choice. This is your life. You're the only one who can do this life for yourself. Very important you know. Okay. So for instinct, wolf of white light. To step into the light, we let go of all senses other than our pure instinct. When unfiltered, it guides us to the high ground in the help of our angels. This is a time to be the protector or to be protected. You will know which role you are in. So, you're in one of those roles of being protected or protecting somebody else. Apparently, you're supposed to know. I've gotten that card before, and to be honest with you, when I got it, I didn't know which one if I was the protector or protecting. So I could see like you might be confused about that too. But just try to listen to your instinct again, because mine was probably filtered. Yours, if you can unfilter it and just listen to it and it's pure, you don't have any other you're not second guessing yourself, then you should know. So instinct. Wolf of white light. There is a guide inside us. The legend. Wolf climbs the treacherous rocks, his eyes always fixed on the high ground. During the time he prepared to be a guardian, his master trained him never to turn back. When we look behind, we sap the energy we are to use in the future. his master said. Wolf's defense is his instinct, and he senses danger. Hence, Wolf journeys on and does not look below for his enemies. He climbs unseen, for only those who seek a spirit guide can see him. Inspiration. Your instinct is finely tuned, so why doubt it? Your journey is guided. The personal inquiry. So this is for you to ask yourself, how can I master letting go and move on? Do I trust my inner guidance? The key ideas for this are solitary journey. Spirit lies on the road ahead, led by spirit, and following your instinct. The key words are instinct, guides, and awakening. So there's a little meditation here at the bottom, and it says, imagine a waterfall of light washing down from above. The wolf of white light beckons to you. Go. As he guides you, what do you see? Does he talk to you? He may not. Communication takes many forms. Is he friendly? Neutral? Do you have any innate knowledge about him? If he allows it, look into his eyes. Previously unseen sights may now be revealed to you. Okay. So try to do that little meditation there, here at the bottom. I'm going to try to make it so you can see that. I don't know if you can see that, but basically, if you do want to know what that meditation said, I'm sure you can just look up Chakra Wisdom Oracle Guidebook online. I'm sure it'll be there online somewhere. And it'll, have what I just read to you. So I'm glad it resonated. Right on. Oh, yeah, true. You can't always rewind the video, too. That's an option. Duh. It's funny. I always tell people you can probably look it up. I just forget. Yeah, you can probably just rewind it, too. That's funny. I never have thought of that, strangely enough. So, okay, so who is next? You're welcome. Okay, me too, and Pankaj. What does Me Too feel for Pankaj? And forgive me if I'm saying those names wrong. My vowels are kind of fucked up. So, Yeah, my vowels are a little fucked up, so you might be wrong. I usually, every time that there's vowels in a name, most of the time I get them wrong. For some reason, it's like something in my brain is like not working, to where like literally almost every time if there's a vowel in the name, I'll do the exact opposite thing it's supposed to be, right? Like it's really weird. So I don't know if there's something about that literally in the brain just the vowels are affected, because obviously like I can read, you know, pretty well, but for some reason, you know, the vowels get fucked up almost every time. We do have here the Empress, so pregnancy, or it's talking about, since you're saying when will they contact the person, you know, it's a new beginning of some sort. So we do have the Two of Cups here, which is good. That means there was a strong connection here, and that's probably why the Empress is there, because there wants to be a rekindling. There wants to be a fresh start. And it could also be a toxic situation where there's, you know, that you could feel like very addicted to the person, obsessed maybe, or like there's just this pull or this urge to the person. Like there's just, you feel chained to the whole idea of the situation. Like it's not even really about love necessarily or connection. It's just that you feel like there's one, but it's kind of it's kind of like centered around this toxic energy as well. So I feel like maybe it's just an addiction type thing. Like it's something you definitely feel a pull toward, or this person feels a pull toward, like they feel just like an urge to be with the person, but it might not be the healthiest thing. There's definitely things here that are getting in the way, like toxic things, you know, in this relationship and or in the relationship that it was. I feel like the person will contact them and they'll come back around, but it might not be in your best interest to do that. It's just, it seems like it's more of a thing that you feel like you need to do rather than a thing you feel you really want to do. You know, like you feel like you want to, but it's just that it doesn't really feel like, it feels like a thing where it's like you have to, or you won't be able to, like, you know, like you feel like you just have to, like, and that's not really what we really are looking for. That's not what we really want in a healthy relationship, right? And you shouldn't have to do anything. But this is kind of the energy here, is that like someone just feels like they need to, like almost like an addiction or an obsession. So there is action that will be, but you know, even with that, you know, it still looks like, to answer your question, somebody will come back around, you know, most likely it seems here, but or it's, you know, it's saying it's not necessarily saying they're going to come back around. It is just saying that they do want a new beginning, they want a fresh start. So I mean, I would think that that would mean they'd come back around, but it really isn't necessarily saying that. What it is saying is, and bringing to my attention though, is how it is centered around this like kind of negative, toxic, kind of like unhealthy idea here. That's like the energy here is like not really something that is healthy, but actions will be taken. It will probably be something around the lines of, you know, along the lines of somebody looking for them, you know, to find themselves basically. The Eight of Cups, it's a solo journey. So it's somebody who is just trying to find more purpose and meaning in life. And this is when you guys could reconnect, or maybe this is, you know, you guys don't decide to reconnect because somebody tries to find more purpose in life and they realize that this person isn't their purpose. So let's see what this is going to be about with the Eight of Cups here. What is the Eight of Cups talking about? Why is it coming out here? Five of Swords. Okay, that's really not a good card to get. So it's like somebody is really, but in this case, I feel like someone's really like fiercely just trying to find whatever they need to feel good in life. Like, and that doesn't always mean it's going to be a healthy thing. You know, it's sometimes people look to negative things to do that. So we definitely see there's a lot of action being taken here, and that action is more likely to be negative than positive. So I feel like the person will come back around, but you might want to consider if the person's really like a healthy person for you. Like the connection in general just doesn't seem like it's something you guys feel connected with. It seems like it feels like you need to have this person. And so, and this person really isn't willing to take no for an answer. So, I mean, it could be a thing that becomes really destructive for whatever reason in your own life, just because you need to have it. And it's almost like you can't control yourself about it, you know? So it's like, that's going to be a problem, or it could be, right? So it doesn't have to be, but it definitely could be a problem. And it just doesn't seem like the healthiest thing, but it does seem like it could be a thing later on if this person's going to reciprocate. But with the Two of Cups here, I feel like they are, because it's like you guys are on the same wavelength, kind of, you know, seeing eye to eye in the situation. But it could be extremely toxic. Like you shouldn't have to need somebody, because that just You know, why are you needing them? It's for some kind of reason that that person can't even fulfill. When you think about it, like the reason you feel you need them is like for a reason that that person can't even provide to you. It's going to end in disappointment either way, you know, because of that. Or maybe you'll be able to fool yourself for the rest of your life and think that this person's giving you exactly what you think you need, but really no one can provide that except for you. So it's destined, you know, along the way, you're probably going to see some disappointments because you're expecting them to be some superhero that you can't even be for yourself. No offense, but I'm just saying, if you're looking for them to kind of like be the answer to all your problems or to heal something in you, it doesn't really work that way. Maybe temporarily, but not permanently, not forever. The cracks will start to form, and you'll see that it's not exactly everything that you need, like you think. With that attitude, you know? Is Success Star here? Thank you, for sure. Thanks. Yeah, it's really not me. It's just the cards. So you can thank the cards. But I try to be a messenger in some way, you know? So what will happen next in my career? Will I get a job? When will I get a job? Okay. So let's see. What's coming up in your job life? But yeah, I definitely see you being kind of like a boss or an authority in some way, like overseeing different people. Like you have kind of a higher position, it seems like, or you have a lot of responsibility. So let's see what this is coming from. Point us in the direction she needs to be going, or what direction she's going to be going in, or what is coming her way. What's going to be offered or anything. So you're feeling stuck, and you could already be in a position where you're kind of overseeing a lot of people or you have a lot of responsibility. But that could just be talking about kids. That could be talking about, like, you know, you said you want a new job. So it's kind of like maybe you're at home a lot right now, overseeing children or overseeing, like, taking care of responsibilities other than children, but, or maybe both, you know, and it's just like you feel stuck in it. So this would be talking about authority. You're going to have this position where you're kind of like in charge in some way, you know, maybe not of everybody, but in some way you're in charge of something, you know, kind of a higher position than just a regular position that anyone would have at the you know, at the start. It kind of seems like it's a bit more responsibility than that. But it feels like you kind of feel stuck in that too. But you really aren't stuck. That's the thing about this, is like you can move, you just feel like you can't. So it's real to you, but just keep that in mind that you can get out of this. And, you know, with the Ace of Pentacles here, it's kind of saying like, yeah, you can get out of this and you will have opportunities to do that, to find stability and to get a different job, to have a different way to, you know, have more income in a different area, you know, because the aces are opportunities. So you'll have an opportunity to be more stable, whatever that's going to mean for you. If a job comes in or if more money comes in somehow, it seems like you have a little bit of a good omen to the situation. I feel like it's there. It's just like you need to see it. So that's why I was going to try to ask, like, what area should you look toward, or like what should you, start doing more of? And, I always feel like when it's a new job in this day and age, I feel like you should really do something that you're passionate about. You don't have to do a boring 9 to 5 anymore. It can be challenging to find out like how to make money off something you love, but there's many ways to do that now. And I feel like that's what people need to start doing, is looking towards the things that they've put on the shelf and didn't think about for a long time, because like it's a possibility now. Weirdest jobs ever you can do. So it seems like you're closed off to that idea, though. You're kind of closed off, and you won't probably even see these opportunities that try to arise or that try to be offered to you, because you're just closed off. You're not giving or taking any offers. Even though you are asking, like, what's this new job coming for me? Am I going to have a new job? It's kind of like, you're not seeing the opportunities there. You're kind of being stubborn. You're wanting it a certain way. You're wanting certain things. And if you're not getting those certain things, then you're not going to even go for it. So try to open yourself up. I challenge you to open yourself up a little bit more and to just try something new and try something that you haven't tried before. Try the things that are there. Have new experiences. Get out there and do these things. Don't limit yourself in any way, because then you're going to miss the opportunities. There's a lot of confusion around this situation still too. Like I feel like with the moon here, this could be talking about a Pisces, and with the Emperor, we're talking about Aries. It doesn't have to be those signs, but I'm just letting you know that that's what they mean. So if those people are in your life, that could be important. So, but yeah, with the moon here, it's kind of just saying like your vision's clouded. You're not seeing that you are closed off. I feel like you don't even think you're closed off. Like you don't even realize that you're seeming unapproachable to people. And you're also within yourself, you're not taking opportunities that you could be taking. You're not going certain ways you could be going, because maybe out of fear or out of just uncertainty or whatever it is, maybe you don't think you're good enough. But I definitely think you're good enough, and there's definitely opportunities here wanting to be presented to you, but it's like you feel stuck and you feel like you don't even see these opportunities as opportunities being presented to you. So you need to open your eyes more, and you need to kind of like try new things and get out there, because I feel like there's definitely opportunity for you to like act on these things and to have more stability in your life. But if you're comfortable in the position you're in, which I know you're not, because we have the 8 of Swords, you're feeling stuck. But maybe you just are feeling stuck, so it's like a feeling of like you don't even know how to get out of it. But I'm telling you that you can get out of it. It's just you have to kind of like try something different, try something new, see what's out there, and just go for it. You know what I mean? Try things that you haven't tried before. And again, like I said, try to do something that you wanted to do for a long time, but you felt that you never could do. That's important that you do those things, because then you're going to actually be enjoying your time there. So that could be a miserable job that you hate. It's going to be something you enjoy doing. So you're going to be even, you're going to put more effort into it probably, right? So that's a good idea. Yeah, I feel like there are definitely opportunities out there for you. It's just you're not seeing them, or you're not taking them seriously, or you're not even seeing them as opportunities. You're kind of like almost waiting for something to maybe fall in your lap, but you kind of have to take action and notice the things that are there and like do something to make them, begin. Like you have to like take the next step and allow them in. Go ahead and post your question. It's Destiny. Hey, you guys, we're doing new subscribers today, like just first time here today. So if that's you, let Jenna know. What will happen next between me and me here? Is there any future? Sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. Is there any future? What's the future look like between these two? Oh yeah, that's what I'll use the Romance Angels Oracle for. That's kind of why I use the Romance Angels Oracle, just to see like what's left in a relationship between people. Moon Candy, yes. And Gura. Okay, Stella. We can add you then. We can do you next, because I thought maybe I've seen you before, but now I'm starting to think maybe it was Stella with 2 L's, so maybe I'm wrong. And if you're insisting, then I feel like that's probably right then. So tell me about these two with me here. What is left between them? All right, so we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So whatever that path is, I mean, if you're spiritual and not religious, that's the same thing. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. So it's like, you know, your guys' paths, if this person obviously has different belief systems than you, that's going to be kind of a problem. Some people can make that work. Some people can't. So that's just that idea. And then finances and career, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So, I mean, that's obvious, self-explanatory, you know, it's obvious enough. But it seems like these are major issues in your guys' lives that you'll need to address. So, I mean, you'll know how that affects you better than I know, but this is what's coming out here. So let's go a little bit further and see what some other things between you are as we look into the future. I mean, you know, I'm not a fortune teller, but the cards are saying this is kind of like what's going to happen with you guys. And not necessarily set in stone, but it's just saying like, look, here's the issues that are most important right now, you know, for you to consider in this connection for it to move forward, or as it moves forward. So calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. This could be somebody else, but it could be this person we're talking about, but it could be a different person coming in too, because it says calling in your soulmate. What this means is your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So what that means is basically you manifesting the person, like you, but being aware of what it is that you need in a relationship and what you're looking for, and then like kind of like hoping and dreaming, I guess you could say, for that, like just not taking no for an answer about those things. Like whatever you're needing and wanting, like that's how you call in your soulmate, because you know what you're needing and wanting. You know what I mean? Like if you are unaware and you're not conscious of what you actually need and want to feel loved and valued in a relationship, then good fucking luck finding somebody that's right for you, that you can feel like is, you know, values you and loves you the way you need. Because if you don't even know what that is, it's hard to find it. Then you have these other motherfuckers coming around and convincing you that they're what you want when you don't even know what it is you want. So it gets very confusing. But if you know what that is that you want, then start manifesting that. You know, that's how you meet this person. That's why I said it could be somebody else. It says stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So I feel like almost this is a different person that comes in, or that you manifest somehow, you know, by thinking about what you really want and need, and then being able to recognize that when you're confronted with it. But it seems like you guys, this person you're asking about, is like there's a few issues about what, like the way of life you're in life that you're going, because of your beliefs and your values are different. So it's kind of like that's a big deal here for a lot of people. You know, what's going to happen when you die? If you have different beliefs about that, that could be an issue for you guys. You know, and just about like thinking where, like what direction are we going to go, and what do I believe? What do I want my kids to believe? Things like that. You guys are going to have differing views on that. It's going to be a problem for some people. It looks like for you guys it is. So I feel like this is kind of talking about a different person. that you're calling in. And it says stay optimistic because it's likely that this is going to be hurtful, that it is going to be something where you might feel like there's no hope, or like you can't get what you want out of a relationship, or you just can never find somebody who's good enough, or you can never find like your ideal partner, or whatever it is you're, that you would feel best in. It just seems like you kind of get pessimistic about it, or you get doubtful. And that's why it's saying stay optimistic about your love life, because positive thinking and positive thinking and faith will bring you romance, not negativity and pessimism and doubt in yourself and doubt that you can find somebody that loves you the way you need to be loved. But as far as your question, I don't see that it's going to manifest as something for long term. It seems like there's a lot of issues that need to be addressed, and hey, maybe those issues can be addressed and you can address those things and fix them. But from this reading itself, it kind of seems like that's some issues that are very difficult to resolve. But it's not saying it's impossible. But as far as I can see, it's kind of something that's an issue that might not be able to be resolved. The money thing too, that's an issue for a lot of people. For most, I would say. Probably most. Because that's your security. Okay. Okay, I see somebody donated here. Nora. Okay, I see you, yes. Okay, and what is your question, Nora? Or did you post it already? And thank you, by the way, and thanks for subscribing too. I'm glad to have you. Let's get this question for you. Okay, so how does my Scorpio ex... Oh, I love your picture. How does my Scorpio ex feel about me now that we're not currently talking? Reconciliation or never go back? Okay. Okay. Which deck should we use? Oops, I'll use this one. Okay. The Scorpio person, give me their energy with Nora. All right. There could have been a third party situation, or maybe there's, a third now, but if not, I would say this is a person who's, trying to collaborate with others. They're trying to it's not necessarily that they're talking with other people romantically, but it's kind of like there's other people that they're trying to connect with and get ideas from. Like, they're not really trying to do this alone period. If anything, it's friends, colleagues, or something, but they're exchanging ideas with people. It could be related to you or unrelated. It doesn't really matter. It's just saying they're not alone a lot right now. And of course, it could be saying that there was a third person involved, but what we do know from this point is that there's other people in the situation. So whether that's romantic or not, they're not alone very much. So you could even probably say that some, outside influences that they're around are affecting their choices, because they're trying to get advice and ideas from these people. So obviously they're taking what they're saying and, thinking it's valid. So if those people don't like you, then that might not be good for you. But if they do, then that would be good, obviously. But there's some disappointment here. He's feeling disappointment. He's looking at the negative, though, and I feel like also not really taking responsibility for certain things. Like, he's just kind of looking at it as a negative situation, which it's not all negative. But that's what he's seeing, and he's not seeing these two cups that are standing here that are still able to be used and, give life to this. He's kind of just laser focused on these cups that have been knocked down here, like laser focused on it. But that's not really going to do him any good. Let's see what else we can get. What is he feeling about her? When you guys break up, a lot of times we're looking at the negative. A lot of people look at the positive, but when you're breaking up, it's kind of like this is a negative thing. So that's what he's focused on. And it's good to just leave him alone for a little bit because this is what needs to happen. His little hermit mode. This is a Virgo energy too, but doesn't have to mean there's a Virgo involved. If there is, then you would know, and that would be important. But this is basically just saying, hermit, like this is him. He needs to do time on his own right now. He needs to kind of reflect and consider what he is to do next instead of just acting. He needs to think about it first. And so just give him a little bit of space, give him a little bit of time so that he can do that self-reflection and he can know what's best for him, because you really want somebody who's in that energy anyway. You want a person who's in the energy of understanding what they're doing and why, not just going and doing things impulsively, because then they could end up thinking that it's a mistake to be with you, You want them to know exactly what they're doing and why, and to be very clear in their own mind about that. So give them that space. It'll be better anyway. So the Tower, yeah, he might have a fucking big realization while he's doing this hermit mode thing, or he won't do the hermit mode thing, and that will be why the Tower happens. I blocked him like a month or two ago, and now it's just been hitting me now that he watched my Instagram story yesterday. So you're like, he's still interested in me. You're wanting to know why. Basically, if he doesn't do the self-reflection, maybe he's done self-reflection and now he's kind of ready to open up and talk again, or whatever realizations he's had, possibly. But what I see here basically is if he doesn't do the hermit mode thing where he talks to himself, has his own influences, and with the Three of Pentacles here, it doesn't really look like he's on his own. It looks like he has outside influences, and he's actually asking people what they think about things, whatever it is, considering you, other things, many things. He's trying to exchange ideas with people about things. Like he's not really just on his own thinking about what he needs to do. So he may have skipped over this hermit mode self-reflection type thing. And that could also be the disappointment. He's trying to distract himself with others, so he doesn't feel like down. So, which is okay in moderation. But when we're talking about like somebody who needs to self-reflect, they're not really doing that when they're trying to get information from others about what they should be doing. It's like, no, they need to look at themselves and what they should be doing on their own, and not getting the outside influences. So it's likely that that's probably what causes the Tower here. And what that means is, he's going to have to make some changes or have some realizations, like a self-check, you know what I mean? Because obviously he's not doing that. And so that's why the Tower happens, because there's changes that need to be made, but he's not doing that. He's kind of just not learning from things. And so now the Tower is going to go, okay, well, here's how everything is going to work now. I'm in control. Things are going to fall apart, so you have to rebuild. And it's funny because he's a Scorpio too. And that's what the Scorpio is the phoenix rising from the ashes. Everything has to break down so it can renew itself. And so he's going to have to go through this Tower because he's not just doing that himself. He's resisting changes. He's resisting growth, basically. So that's why the Tower comes out. So it seems like he's got some more stuff to learn. I would say give him a little bit of time, because really, even if he does want to come back, I don't think it's a good time to do that, just because he's still unaware of the things that he needs to be doing for himself, like whatever those things are, in his life, in his personal life, to grow and to evolve and to be the best version of himself that he can give to you in a relationship. It's probably best to just allow him to kind of realize what he needs to do first to be the healthiest version of himself, and to actually, so that you have a better chance of it being a healthy thing that is a good thing for you. You want him to be at his best, basically. And right now it just seems like he's kind of self-unaware. He's not doing the steps. He's not taking the steps he needs to take to understand himself better and understand the things he needs to improve on and change, and just for his highest good in general. So you could engage it, but really I think it's probably best to just allow him to do this like hermit mode thing for a little bit, and he may never do it. So that's something to consider, is that he might not ever do it. A lot of people try to avoid that for a long time, and eventually the Tower comes and changes everything for them, because they haven't been able to do things themselves, make changes themselves for their highest good. So yeah, I mean, you could be waiting for a long time for this, but as far as I can see, it seems like he's really just kind of like not focusing on what really needs to be focused on right now. So I just don't even think it's a good idea to really engage it at this point. You could, though, if you wanted to. It's totally up to you. Yeah, I do see Shay. Okay, Shay. Is that Shay? Yeah, well, obviously, because that's kind of part of the name that you have right there. Yes, I do see that. Thank you. Okay. So I hope that covered kind of the whole situation with your Scorpio person, Nora. So whenever you're ready to post your question, Shay, I'm ready for you. She wants a general love reading. Katrina, she posted. She's a Pisces. Okay. A general love reading for this Pisces person, okay? What is you want to be known? Okay. The High Priestess says, basically, you kind of already know what you need to know. But you could be denying that to yourself, or maybe you just want a confirmation. Okay, so let's see if we can give you that. General love reading. The High Priestess, I say you already know because the High Priestess is intuitively knowing, and you're a Pisces, so come on. I mean, unless you've been seriously screwed up to like betrayed and traumatized to the point, which is, you know, it's a possibility. I'm not leaving it out, and I'm not trying to shun you for that. I'm just saying, like, if you can't trust your own intuition basically because of whatever has happened to you, and now you don't trust your intuition, then maybe the High Priestess won't work for you because it's off anyway. So you might think, and then you're like totally off because you're just second guessing yourself. But if you're strong in your intuition and you know that, then you probably already know what you're really trying to ask today, like what you need to know about your love life. But let's see if we can get some kind of other confirmation for you, just in case you have no idea what I'm talking about. But the High Priestess, she usually knows, so that's just why I say you probably already know. Let's see. Here we're talking about, okay, wait. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I think what's getting in the way here of your happiness, it's either that you are not making your happiness a priority, like your needs getting met, you're not making that a priority. You're kind of like doing everything that everyone else wants, or kind of looking to please others, and you're not really taking it seriously about what you need. So this is kind of like getting in the way of actually happiness itself, because you're not getting your needs met. But this is all about to change, because basically, the tower here, again, lovely little tower, you need to start like getting your needs met. You need to start making yourself a priority. But because that's not happening, stuff's going to change, and it's going to change in a big way. But this is why, it's for your highest good. It's for you to be able to get back on your path that you need to be on, basically. And it's not just like your path is just happiness and that's it. There's going to be other things involved. But ultimately, to get to this point of happiness, you have to be able to do this. You have to be able to see what is best for you and what you want, and to go and get it, not in a selfish way. This could also indicate greed. For you, I don't really feel like that. I feel like it's more saying, like, this is going to have to change. And it could be talking about greed. I mean, if you would know, right? You would know if you're greedy or if you're not getting your needs met enough. Like, you don't get what you want in the situation ever, you don't allow yourself to, or you're, not considering others and you're asking too much. But I feel like for you, it's the first one, that you're not really considering your own feelings. And well, you're considering your feeling, but you're not really considering them as a priority in your situation. So how can you have the 10 of Cups when you don't even consider yourself as important really enough to really get your needs met? So basically here, the Tower, don't resist changes. Probably get into therapy. Do something to help yourself improve your understanding of yourself and what you need. Get boundaries, put your boundaries down. Stand up for yourself, do what's best for yourself. You have to start to learn how to put yourself first in situations, because other people aren't going to do that. You're going to have to do it for yourself first. And so that's probably the big change that needs to happen here. And I feel like you really need to kind of get therapy or some kind of extra support or help. Don't try to do this on your own, because really, you would have done it on your own if you could. You can't, because you just don't know how. And that's fine. But it's just don't continue to do that, because it's really not good for you. And you're really not going to be able to get to the point of true happiness if you don't even know what that is, or you won't give yourself permission to have that. Other people aren't going to be able to bring it to you and give it to you. It's going to have to be you allowing it and seeing that you're worthy of it, first and foremost. Because people can give you things, but if you feel like you're not worthy of it, you're going to either dismiss it, or you're just not even going to see it. You're not going to appreciate it. You're not going to accept it. You're not going to notice. And that's really missing out on a lot. And 10 of Cups is happiness all the way around. So I feel like that's just you need to learn how to put yourself first. And it's likely that very soon that's not really going to be a choice anymore, because you're going to go through some things that are going to be difficult. And it's only because things are changing. It's not difficult for any other reason than because it's a big change in your life that you're not used to. And however, you're a mutable sign. Pisces are mutable. And so you should adjust rather easily to changes. But I'm a Virgo, and that's mutable too, and I don't like changes for shit. So it's not exactly true. You might actually not like changes, just because you're mutable. But just because you're mutable, it seems like you should be able to kind of adjust better. But that's not always the case. As for myself, it's not. So, I don't know how you will feel about changes, but it seems like, these are going to be some big changes for you. Hopefully you'll be able to go with them and flow with them. What's cool about the Pisces sign is whenever I'm saying stuff about the Tower, that you're going to have to be able to flow with it and just, don't resist changes, just allow them to happen. I always think of Pisces when I think of when I tell people just flow and let things happen. I always think of the sign Pisces. So it's, perfect for you, because you should know what I mean by that. You can let things flow. Don't try to put your hand in it and change it. It's like your time's up. Now it's going to change for you because you didn't change it yourself. But really, this is kind of cool, because it's not about anything other than you standing up for yourself and seeing yourself as a priority. So it's kind of cool, because it's for your highest good. I mean, any way that the Tower is there, it's going to be because you're supposed to make changes that are supposed to lead you to a better path, to your path that you're worthy of, which is not to not get your needs met. I mean, it's important that you put yourself first and know that you actually matter. You're not going to mean anything to anyone if you don't mean anything to yourself, which isn't necessarily true, but you get what I'm saying. It's if you don't even see your own worth, then how can other people really see it? You know what I mean? And someone along the way might see it, but the thing is, you wouldn't even recognize it then, because you don't even know what it is. So it's just important, you're going to need to make some changes here. Start putting yourself first. And if you can't fucking do that, then good luck, because but I feel like you will. Even if the Tower has to come first, which it probably will have to come first. But like I said, you don't know how to do that. So get some help in doing that. Don't try to do it yourself. It's not going to be, you're not just going to all of a sudden know how to put yourself first. You just don't know how to do it. You have never done it. So, I mean, not never, but I mean, you probably have grown up like that. So, I mean, you have to learn different ways of being now. So just try to do that, just don't be ashamed of it. That's just going to lead you down the hole you're already in even further, Don't be ashamed to learn something new, especially when it comes to about yourself, because that's going to help your life and everyone else who's involved in your life. Yeah, breadcrumbing Aries. So what did I say about you not getting your needs met? You know, you might think this person is kind of what you want, but really if they're breadcrumbing you and you're saying that, like you already know that they're breadcrumbing you. So it's like, why even continue to allow that? I get it, it's a lot easier said than done, you know, but like seriously, you're telling me that you're being breadcrumbed. Like you need to see that you're not worth that. I mean, that you're worth more than that shit. You know? I mean, damn. You're like, yeah, I'm being breadcrumbed. Okay, well, just listen to what I said. You need to start seeing yourself as more of a priority, you know? Because breadcrumbing it is not the way to get your needs met, trust me. And you already know that, so You guys, I'm still here. My iPad died, so I'm just trying to get it going again, and then we can have the view going again, okay? So just sorry about that. I know my computer died, then my iPad died. So at least one of them is on at that time, and it's not both of them. But yeah, I don't know why my iPad's dying so quick now. It's like crazy. I think I charged it too long or something, and now it's like doesn't, hold a charge as well, which sucks, but it is what it is. So don't overcharge your devices. That's the that's the motto. That's the lesson here. So, but while that's getting started, who is next? That would have been cool, Amber. That would have been cool if like I fell asleep and it went black, because I've totally fallen asleep before and it did not go black. Everyone could see. I don't know which videos. It's a few videos though, a few of them. I actually fell asleep while I was talking, like in the middle of doing a reading. Fell asleep. So that's pretty cool. Pretty fun when that happens. Yeah, I'm not always so lucky about that one. But okay, so let's see if I can get this. Oh, no. Can we get the list going so that I know what we're doing when we get back? All right, so I'm just going to continue like this for now because my iPad is just starting now, thank God, because a second ago it wasn't starting at all, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to have to start doing it from my computer. So, yeah, babe, here. Okay. $1%. Okay. So, I love you, K-pop. My question is, maybe I'll start this one too. Yeah, maybe we'll go like this. And I'll just be like cards. Like that. Or I could just do it like this. But it's not as clear on this side. So it's whatever you guys want. I mean, if you think this is clear enough, and I'll kind of just like explain. Is that clear enough? I don't know. You guys are crazy. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Gotcha, cool. Okay. So my question is, when I get married, what will happen in my marriage? Like kids, for example. Okay. If you get married, right? Because we don't know for sure if you're going to get married, but let's look at your relationship here. A very significant one that would lead to marriage. Too many. Tell me about any. Okay, what do you want to come out about this relationship for her? What do you want her to know about this relationship? Okay, you'll have stability and money, but disappointments with that. So, let's see what else. You'll have a lot of opportunity in this relationship. A lot of opportunity to, you know, take control back, like for yourself, and do what you need to do what needs to be done, communicate effectively, you know, anything that needs to be done in this situation, probably having to do with money and, well, whatever, stability, which has a lot to do with money a lot of times. So it could be something where, like, you know, the stability is, you know, it is difficult to keep and maintain, but you'll have opportunities to resolve that. I feel like this is coming out because it's saying you'll have opportunities, but will you take them? So hopefully you'll think about that when that happens. It's not the end of the world. It's, you know, there's something you can do about it. It's like, you know, you both have to be putting effort in. You both have to not just give up on each other, you know, for it to work, because it seems like there's going to be a lot of times where you might just feel like maybe it's just better to like not be together anymore. But really, I feel like there's opportunities for you guys to fix it. So it could be somewhat of a, I don't want to say chaotic relationship, but I mean something that's like, I guess what you would want to see in a marriage, right? Like you guys can overcome obstacles and stick it through together and still be together and still make it work after all these things seem to be against you. It's like, you know, you could still, that's kind of why you would get married to that person, right? Because you guys can make it work past all the bullshit and all the craziness of life. Could be a Cancer person here. Or again, it's talking about like forward movement and taking action. Like you guys are ambitious, or at least that's kind of like the idea of like what's needed or what will be, you know, what will be asked of you. Like you'll have to take effort. You have to put effort into this. It's not going to be easy, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay, perfect. See, again, another ace. In this reading, what keeps coming out is aces, and that's a good thing because it's talking about there's a lot of opportunity to make things better, to change things how you want to change them, to make improvements, to do whatever you're needing to do or wanting to accomplish. There will be opportunities to do that. So just, you know, keep your eyes open for that and know that the options are there. It's just your effort too. You know, nothing's going to fall into your lap. So I feel like this relationship has a lot of opportunity, a lot of potential, but it's really about whether or not you guys are willing to take action on those things, you know. And it looks like you will, though, because the Ace of Wands here is, well, again, the opportunity to take action. It doesn't mean you will, but hopefully you will. And with the Chariot too, I feel like that's talking about you guys are taking action. You're moving forward and you're doing things that need to be done. You're taking care of shit. It's just kind of like, which direction are you going to go in? That's what you need to figure out first. Like, don't be hastily making decisions. Don't be impulsively making changes. And with Cancer too, it's funny because they need stability and security. So a lot of times with Cancer, it's like they'll move a lot or they'll just kind of get up and go because it doesn't feel comfortable where they are. But a lot of times, like, you can't just get up and go like that. You have to like think about it first, you know. But sometimes it just feels like, fuck, I need to get out of here. I just don't feel safe, or I just don't feel good here. I need to find a home where I can feel secure. And that's what they're looking for as Cancers. They're looking for security and to feel safe and comforted in their own home. And if they don't have that, they'll be on the run forever. But it's like, sometimes it's just not good to just up and leave. You kind of have to make things happen where you're at. And I feel like you guys will work very hard to do that. Like, hopefully, I mean, you have the opportunity to do that. Like, that's definitely what I'm seeing here, is a lot of opportunity. It's just like, if you guys are willing to see that, then good. If not, then bad. You know, if not, then, you know, untapped potential is here. But will you tap into it? Okay, we have young air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this seems like it's more talking about like a thing where it could be somebody spying on somebody or like trying to find information about them. Like basically not able to get over it so easily. So it's like, if you guys do ever break up, it's not going to be easy to stay away from each other. You'll still be constantly thinking about it. I feel like, well, okay, it's not for sure yet. Let me see. And it's never for sure anyway, but because we have free will, things can change. Okay, so it's like you guys depend on each other a lot financially, of course. And so this will be a thing that you guys might break up and then realize, like, yeah, it's just a lot easier together. It's a lot more secure. We have a lot more going for ourselves with each other. And so it just kind of works better when we're together. And that's why it's saying hang on to your money. One, because you want to be able to be good on your own and not need somebody. But also because, you know, this is talking about like you guys lending each other a hand. So it's like having that, like maintaining that stability, that financial stability. Obviously, it's going to be important for everyone individually or together, but in your situation specifically, that seems to be a big issue here. Like, it's like a big thing that kind of keeps you guys together and seeing that it works. So that could be one of the biggest things, keeping you guys together. Which really isn't uncommon for a lot of people. I mean, really, when you think about it, when you hear, I've never been married, but when you hear about stuff like this, it's like, yeah, you know, there's a lot tied in together, so kind of makes sense. I don't see anything about children yet. Tell me about children for them. What's your 5th house in? Do you know what your 5th house is in? Do you know what your birth time is? Just curious. I'm very interested in astrology, so I'd like to look that up for you if you don't mind. Because that your 5th house will tell us everything we need to know about children. But yeah, I really like the energy of this reading because it's a lot of aces. It's a lot of opportunity, a lot of action, a lot of, you know, resolution, I guess you could say, because it's kind of like, here's this option we can take. Like, we can do this. We'll have a chance to do this, and we can do that. You know, it's never like, this is the end of the world. There's nothing you can do. It's like, nope, we're going to be able to do this, you know? And it's just pretty much like if you guys are willing to actually do it, you know? But I feel like the possibilities and the options are there for you. And the Lovers here, so Gemini, but also it's a loving situation. It's, you guys are lovers. I feel like this will be something where you stick it out for the long haul. It's not going to be like something that's given up on, and that's cool because the aces here also say that you guys are willing to like resolve things. There will be opportunities to do that, so just, you know, take action on those things, and it should be a lot easier for you. And that seems like very like obvious, you know, but in your reading, that's what's coming up the most, is that basically there's a lot of opportunity here. But what does that mean? I mean, does that mean that there's going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of reasons to have to like take opportunities to resolve things? It kind of seems to me like it's a bit chaotic, but I mean, the resolutions are there, so it's just kind of like whether or not you guys are willing to take action on those things will be the outcome. I mean, you don't have to. You're going to do, ultimately, you're going to do whatever you want to do. So, I mean, it's not like you're going to for sure be able to resolve it. I mean, it's up to you and this person that you are with. And of course, you know, you can't really control what they do and they can't really control what you do. So it's very personal. I mean, the effort you're willing to put in to resolve things. But it's definitely there. Definitely obvious options there. Shouldn't be hard to like discover how to do that. I mean, but you know, that's subjective, but okay. So who's next? I don't need to look it up. I just was gonna do that for you, but it's okay. It's fine. We can just continue. You can look it up for yourself too. So you should do that, just so you can have the answer to that question, you know? Well, not for sure the answer, but yeah, pretty much, like, we can pretty much see. Like, okay, the fifth house is all about, like, you know, love affairs, but not love, but love affairs. You know, fun, pleasure, games, just really fun and pleasurable stuff. Like really just having a great time and letting loose and just enjoying life. Not like in a deep way. It's more just like games and fun, and children is one of the things. So it's like my fifth house has Saturn there, and Saturn is like going to restrict or like discipline, you know, and just be very like hold, like it kind of limits you in that area. So I feel like that is kind of resonates with me and the whole children thing. Not saying people can't have children, but just for one reason or another, it doesn't really happen. Or you're against it completely with Saturn there. And if you do have children with Saturn there, you're probably very strict and very, like, not very open to letting them just be. It's like you're very, like, strict, you know? Kind of like very just rigid, you know? Okay. Ruby. Anything with my marriage, please. How does my partner feel? Is he truthful in this relationship? Shit. Okay. Well, look. Tell me what we need to know about her partner. What do you want her to know about her partner? What do you want her to know about her partner? What do you want her to know about her partner? What do you want her to know about her partner? What do you want her to know about her partner? What do you want her to know about her partner? And what do you want her to know about her partner? What do you want her to know about her partner? First thing I thought was communication could be better. But it seems like they have this caring way of communicating. Like right when after I said communication could be better, usually the Ace of Swords is talking about like a good level of communication, or you'll have control over the situation, like not control over anybody else, but I mean like you'll be able to have control over your own life. Like no one has it over you. But I thought communication could be better. Then we have the King of Cups. It could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But if not, we're talking about, hopefully this doesn't change with the next card, but this looks like something that it looks like something where the communication is like caring, in some way supportive. Yeah, and so there's this level of real connection here. It's like deep connection. You guys see eye to eye, probably have the same values, likes, interests. Things just feel connected, and you just feel like the person gets you and they feel like you get them. So that's why this is here. And yeah, it's hard to miss. I mean, this is a very strong connection here. Let's see what else we have. So that's probably why you feel like very connected, but for some reason you feel like they're kind of a liar. So let's see what this is about. Anything she needs to know about the person she's with here. Anything she needs to know that you'd like to bring to her attention. Anything you'd like to bring to her attention right now. Oh. Okay, we have Sagittarius. This could also be talking about harmony and peace, balance, But for the most part, this looks like this is all here. Like this looks like it kind of balances you out in harmony. Like it brings harmony to your life. It's something that you feel like maybe, I don't know, I got a feeling of maybe you feel like you need it in order to have these things. So that could be where you said you're Sagittarius. Okay, so it could be this thing where it's like you're feeling like you're needing this person in order to have these things, which is like, happiness and support, and like somebody really gets you. So maybe that's what's keeping you hooked to the person so much, or feeling like you need to be in the relationship, even though you feel like they're not trustworthy. And then we have Nine of Pentacles. So it could also be a financial thing. Like they or you have your shit together, one of you, and it's like being together. Like one person, it seems like one person would have it more than the other person, and it seems like this person's willing to share that with others. But it's definitely that whole feeling of like one person has it more and they're willing to offer it to the other person. But it doesn't seem like it's both of you who can take care of yourselves on your own. It kind of seems like more one of them is able to, take care of things better and offers that to the other person. So that could feel a bit, especially for a Sag, that could feel, well, for anybody, but, not wanting to feel confined or stuck anywhere, that could kind of feel confining. Like that could feel like, they kind of have the control over the situation if they're financially supporting you and you feel like you can't take care of yourself. But here we have the Judgment card. Use your better judgment. To me, okay, wait, hang on. It kind of seems like a thing where maybe you're just feeling like you're stuck. And so you're wanting to see something bad in them. Yeah. But that's the thing, Desiree. That's the thing. It's like, it's probably because what I feel like here is it's because there's so much connected to the person. It's not that simple to just be like, okay, I don't trust him, so, bye. Even though it should be. It's just like, it's not, even if they found out that this person did have a third party, which I don't really see at this point. I feel like you're thinking that there is something wrong because you feel stuck in the situation, probably. But I don't really see anything on their part as far as, this seems like a very supportive relationship. I don't see any third party here as of right now. It could be that you're just feeling stuck and you're feeling exhausted in the position you're in, especially as a Sag. It's like you just want to get out and do something new or do something else, or not be stuck, not be confined to this. Let's see. I'll ask one last time if there's anything else you need to know. Well, anything else that I can tell you? Because I'm sure, you can find other things from other people probably. It's not like I have all the messages you need, but for now. What do they want you to know? That they can tell me to tell you, or whatever. That they can use me to be the messenger for you. Tell me what she needs to know right now in this moment. What does she need to know? Let's see if there's a third party here. Let's see what else that you need to know. Anything else you'd like her to know here? Yeah. Wait. Right when we said, is there anything else you need to know? Let's just check one last time. Look at this. Remember, it said use your better judgment. And you're telling me, like, yeah, I think there's a third party. You keep asking, I think there's a third party. Is there? I'm not seeing it. But when asking, let's, one last time I'll ask, is there anything she needs to know? Let me explain. New love doesn't really make sense for your situation, right? Since you've been together. Beginning stages, offering somebody love, being defensive about it, sneaking lovers. So you might be onto something there. I mean, if I would have seen that from the gate, that's what I would have thought. But since we saw that other stuff first, this could just be the case of you're asking over and over and over. You're going to end up getting a result you don't like. But if you already feel like this person's cheating, you have the proof, then you know. But if you don't have any proof, I would have said that it would have been you just wanting to see something wrong with it. That's what I felt the whole time. Until this. But I don't know why this wouldn't come out before, when we're asking before, you know? And now it's like, okay, any last thing? And now it comes out, like, it just kind of like, maybe we're just wanting it to come out. No proof. Where is this going? What is left between these two? What is left between these two? What is left between these two in this marriage? What is left between these two in this marriage? Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Could be your children, their children, neighbors' children. Maybe you're babysitting. I mean, it doesn't mean you're having children. It just means children are somehow affecting the situation. Maybe there's talk about children or lack thereof. That's affecting you. Maybe you're a babysitter. Maybe you're watching over people, kids, brothers, sisters, whoever, cousins, nephews, just younger people. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Is that what you want? It says clearly decide what you want so it comes to you now. And then reconciliation. So let your friends help you. Children. You would know how this relates better than I do. But to me, I feel like this could be reconciled. Of course, I can't be the judge of that. I can't be the person who makes that happen. But maybe you guys do break up for a second. But no, I mean, it doesn't seem that way. It doesn't seem like there's a breakup here. Of course, that's going to be up to you. I mean, like, no matter what the cards say, it's going to be up to you what you do. I can't control you. Every time I've ever gotten a tarot reading, I never did what the tarot reader said. So that's just me, though. I mean, you might be different, but, you know, just because the cards say something, I'd be stupid to believe that this is actually the way it's exactly going to go down, because you could change up what you decide to do, and so could they. So we can't control them. So, you know, I feel like there's definitely potential for reconciliation. That's going to be up to you and them, but it seems like it's definitely there, you know? And that's kind of what we're seeing here with reconciliation. But it's saying someone from your past is returning to your life. And so this person, as far as I know, is not from your past yet. You know, it's like kind of from your present. So it kind of seems like a different person. Of course, it doesn't have to be romantic. I mean, we're saying let your friends help you, right? It could be a friend. So, I mean, someone from your past is returning to your life. Maybe this person's there to, you know, give you some kind of insight or knock some sense into you. They know you better than others, and they're going to just tell you how it is, you know, so you can make a decision in a more clear way that you feel confident in. Maybe that's why they're coming out. As far as is he cheating, I don't do yes or no answers. So like with the information I've given you, hopefully we can kind of come to a conclusion with that. Of course, we didn't really. To me, I feel like it was something the whole time. It kind of just felt like it was something that you shouldn't, that you're kind of just worried on because you are feeling stuck or something. You're feeling like you just like don't like to be in this position, so you're trying to see something wrong with it other than what it is. And maybe it's partly, I'm not trying to victim shame if you are being cheated. I'm saying like maybe there's things that you can change about the situation. It's not always other people that need to change. But I'm not saying anything like you're the one at fault. I'm not saying anyone's the one at fault. I'm just saying, what can you personally do to change your situation and make it more, you know, happy for yourself? Like, what can you do? Is there anything, or is it just based on whether or not he's cheating? Because if he's not, then there's something else that's a problem, right? Because you're still not happy. I really don't see another person. Sad not being able to let go. Sad not being able to let go. Spying on the person, trying to get information without asking them directly. That's you, isn't it? Waiting a long time too for that. Doing this for a long time. Like maybe this has been a while you've been doing this. You're not happy. And you got to figure out why. Is it because you feel like they're cheating? Or is it because of you just feel like you just want to be done with it? Like, be honest with yourself, you know? You don't have proof, but you just know. Maybe you're onto something, but is there another reason you're not happy in the situation? You know? Is there another reason that maybe you're not happy? Even if you found out he's not cheating, would there then all of a sudden be like you're happy? Probably not, right? I challenge you to just look inside yourself a little bit and really ask yourself those things. Maybe you're trying to find something that isn't there. I don't know. Okay, we're going to do a few more here. How the so I think he's thinking twice about, I mean, with the Ace of Cups here, it's kind of like he has the opportunity to, like, you guys have the opportunity to go deeper. There is a chance for that. But the thing is, I feel like they see you more as like a reserved and like a, you know, like a stable person, but more reserved. And like, this is kind of, like you said, out of your comfort zone, seemingly. But they're kind of like not, I think they might be willing to change their mind about it, but at the same time, using their better judgment. Like, they're kind of like in between. I think they're in between, like wanting to connect and being kind of standoffish. You know, it's like they're kind of wanting to take action, but then at the same time, they're kind of trying to, they're holding themselves back. They're feeling a bit held back, or they're reserved about that. You know, like trying to really kind of understand where they're at with you and if they want to make something happen. I feel like it hasn't gone as far, like it hasn't gone far yet, and nothing's really happened yet. So basically, it's like you're still kind of just waiting. Yeah, see, Judgment card on the Empress. So it's like they're kind of trying to decide if this is a good idea to move forward and approach you or start something, have a new start, have a new experience at the beginning. Or should they go their own way and try to figure out something else? I mean, I feel like they're feeling a bit lost for sure. They're kind of feeling like they don't really know what they're doing right now in life. Like they're just kind of like coasting on. But they need to be doing this like self-reflection type, trying to find themselves thing, because then they're not going to really be able to be their best self in a relationship anyway. But I just think that what they're feeling is like maybe a little bit different than they did before, but they're still reserved about it. They're still kind of like not taking action. You know, I don't see them taking action toward you. But with the Ace of Cups here, I feel like there's definitely potential for this to change soon. Yeah, they just don't know that if they trust it. I feel like they kind of see if, like, whatever ideas they're having in their head about you now, it's kind of like they're still questioning themselves about it. And they're still questioning, but in a way, they're not really questioning. Maybe they should be, because they're seeing something in a way that's unrealistic. And you could just be one of the options that they have, you know? Yeah, see? They'll be coming your way, but at the same time, with the Seven of Swords here, I feel like they might be hiding their feelings right now, so maybe you won't see this coming. But they could be coming your way, like offering you something soon, but or trying to connect with you in some way soon. But again, I feel like this is like something they're not seeing clearly. And again, it could also be that you're an option. So maybe they're doing this to a few different people. Try to figure out if they're dating anyone or if they've asked anyone out or anything like. And if you find out they have, then you already know the answer. But I think that they're going to be coming towards you, or at least that's kind of what they're considering doing. But it's like there's something that this needs to be addressed, you know? They're not seeing something clearly, and that's going to end in disappointment later. They're expecting certain things, and it's like, if you can't provide that, is it going to be disappointing for them? Like they need to look at things realistically more and get to know you better before they can just make that judgment. But this is all kind of based off ideas right now, because you guys don't really know each other, you know? So whatever ideas they're having of you might disappoint them later because it's not exactly the case. Mm-hmm. We're at 8:04. Woo! Oh my god. Shit. I should have a freaking celebration for that. I need to find a video that's gonna go woo and stuff, so let's see. Really quick. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to do something really quick. Fuck. I think I got it. Damn you. It said it was MP4 or MP4. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna do it like this. How is it working? Whatever, I can't do it. Sorry, that sucks. But whatever, I don't know how to do that with computers yet. Seems easy enough, but I guess it's not. So I'm gonna have to figure that out later. I was gonna do something fun, but I can't now. So anyway. That bums me out. Okay, whatever. Maybe we'll do it like this. I'm gonna pick random, okay? So if you'd like a question answered, go ahead and answer now. Or answer now. Go ahead and post it now, okay? Thank you, that's nice. Okay. Oh shit. Woo! Okay. That's super cool. I just want to do this really cool thing, okay? I'll probably have to just create it myself later. I feel like there's an easier way to do this, but I don't know what it is, so. All right, so fuck it. Ready? That's all I was trying to do the whole time. Woo! Okay. Now that we got that out of the way. Okay. I know. That's what I wanted to do the whole time, so that's all I was trying to do. Why is that? That's alarming to me. He's scared to hurt you. What does that mean? And yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm the one who timed him out a second ago. Maybe I got the context wrong, but it seemed like there was a little bit of like, seemed a little bit overbearing on some people. Like, okay, I don't know. Doesn't seem like they're typed in it. But anyway, let's see. He thinks he's a jerk. Well, you know what? Sometimes you have to hear people for what they say about themselves. Why would he? I mean, seriously, when you think about it, like, people tell you who they are. Okay? He's not saying that to, like, and if he is saying it to feel bad, it's a guilty. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I'm not even looking at the cards, but it's just like somebody who says, I don't want to hurt you because I'm a jerk. What do you think? You're not going to get hurt by that jerk? Like, they're telling you themselves that. Yeah, so. I would just take them for their word, honestly. Oh, he's broken. Yeah, we all are broken, but I mean. So, does that mean that, like, we're gonna hurt you and we're a jerk? No. Maybe he needs to grow up a little bit first before he can be in a serious relationship, you know? And it seems like he's not over somebody. So, it's like, that's an excuse for what? Good for you. We're all broken, buddy. Doesn't mean we can hurt people. Okay? Just let you know that, if you didn't know. You know what the Five of Swords is, Jenna. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. No, I'm kidding. You'll probably be, taking a rest on it for a second there. If you do, it's going to be something that's like, okay, I'm kind of going to take a break on this and, reevaluate for a second first, because something's going to go down with this hostile kind of like really aggressive and person who wants to always win and never lose attitude is going to get on your nerves. And you're going to be like, okay, let me just take a step back for a second. And you might get back together because the Four of Swords is talking about, a break. It's not permanent. Usually it can be, though. You can decide to make it permanent. But at some point you might think, okay, I'm going to kind of back off a little bit. Yeah, so you guys really are just helping each other out for the time being, right? It's kind of like, But maybe you could do that. Maybe you could be friends, you know, and why not be friends and give each other that what you need, you know? It doesn't have to be this thing that like ruins each other because you're lying about what you really, I mean, but it seems like you guys are pretty honest about that. That's pretty cool that you can be honest like that. But like seriously, yeah, if that's the case, then probably hold off on getting together in a relationship of your own, you know, if you're still not over other people. But maybe you guys can be friends. Like, why not be there for each other still? He's scared of you ghosting him. You reply slow. How slow? 2 minutes? Is that what you're talking about? Slow? Because that's not slow. Well, you're a busy woman. You're going to do what you're going to do, but please listen to your gut, Jenna, because I don't know how you are exactly, if that's something you can do or not, or if you're more logical and you just kind of like talk yourself out of things, but your gut already is telling you what you need to do. So, listen to it because it's your best guide. And if you can't listen to it, you're kind of fucked. I mean, on every situation in life. No, I'm kidding. No, but seriously, Five of Swords. Do you know what I've said about Five of Swords before? Like every time it comes up, what do I say about it? So just think about that. Unless that's you, I agree with it. Just saying, I mean, maybe they need to grow up a little bit first. You need someone that's on your level, and so do they. But, you know, the Aquarius I'm with is pretty, you know, playful too. We could call it that. So maybe that's what you need, is a little playfulness. Not aggressiveness, though. But who knows? I mean, I don't know what you need, right? You know what you need. Okay, well, look it up because I don't feel like saying it here because somebody's present, and that's just rude. It kind of does. A little bit. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Leathers. Ooh. Somebody's fearful and confused and stressed, which is not Sag-like. It's more not even Taurus-like, really. I mean, but that's generalizing sun signs. But look here, we have somebody who's very worried, and that's what you sound like. It's kind of worried here if like anything will ever happen or work out the way you want. And the moon here is showing this clouded thinking. So somebody's being kind of like closed off of it already because they're fearing things. They don't trust the situation, maybe because they've been hurt in the past. You know, it's not like it's paranoia. It's you've been hurt. I mean, the bandage here on your head is showing you've been hurt. So, you know, that's what brings this fear along with the whole situation. And then the moon is just showing like lack of clarity, lack of understanding. That's why you're asking all these things. But it stresses you the fuck out. And you might be thinking you're not good enough. Telling me that you guys are lovers. But the thing is, like, will it be long term? Easy to be a lover with a Sag. And it's hard to, you know, be a long-term lover with the Sag because they're not really good at that. And they get bored easily. Same with Gemini, you know? So let's just see what's going on here. Especially with Taurus, you're like wanting something more stable. Might not get that in this connection. You might, but you might not. But let's see what's going on. As they say. Let's see what's going on here. Ten of Pentacles should be stable. Got that fear again. See, that fear comes out again. It might be something, you might fuck something up with that. You might fuck something up with that. You have the Seven of Swords and the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is the marriage card, but it's also the Taurus card. What is your fear exactly? Do you feel like the person is hiding something or no? Do you feel like the person is just, you know, it's not going to work out or something like that? Or do you feel like there's something literally being hidden? Because here we have, you know, we have this fear thing that keeps coming out. So I want to know if it's actually valid in this relationship or if nothing in this relationship has happened and you feel like, yeah, it probably is from my past relationships being hurt and stuff. Like you would know better than I do. But it's talking about like this is some level of stability and security here. And the Seven of Swords with the marriage card, or maybe it's just talking about the Taurus card, like to you. Let's get some more information on this. What is the Seven of Swords here for? And what is the Hierophant here for? Celebration. Confirm this for me. Is this a third party or a celebration? They always love to give me riddles, okay? Not always. Sometimes it's very clear, very obvious. But right now, it's not. And so that tells me I'm getting tired. But also, this is just what the cards are coming out as. So that's why I'm going to ask you. It's literally, it's just because the cards are saying things that are kind of making me question myself. So here, I'm going to ask you this. Since the High Priestess is here, it's telling me like you already feel like you know. And because of that, it's probably true. Like whatever your intuition is telling you, you should listen to that. That's what I always say, because the High Priestess is inner knowing, intuitively. She knows kind of what's going on without being told or even knowing for sure, but she just feels and knows. So it's saying here basically the thing that's hidden, or the Seven of Swords, is, you know, somebody being very independent, someone going their own way. So it could either be that they're trying to put off this front that they're like independent and not trying to commit, or going their own way, doing their own thing, not really trying to like focus on a commitment. But it could be that they're hiding those feelings and really trying to have this like thing happen eventually, very committed thing, possibly marriage. But we have the Three of the Three of Cups, so that could be a celebration, which could be a marriage. But if the Seven of Swords here is talking about this person is hiding or deceiving, and they are pretty much going their own way, and they're just not telling you that, they're going their own way on their own without you. And maybe this is talking about a third person. And it tells me to confirm that you already know the answer. So tell me how you feel about this. Tell me if you feel like you already do know what I'm saying, or if you have no idea, because I know both are possible. So tell me what you're thinking about it. You said you know absolutely. Well, that's a relief for me. It says, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So Oh, so you felt like that was a good thing. Let's give her one more. Girl. Yeah, so it says deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Free yourself, and someone's wearing a false self mask. So if it's been a roller coaster the past 2 years, do you think it's going to get better? I don't. I think it's been enough time. They should figure it out. And if they can't, time to free yourself. But that's just my opinion. I mean, it's very clear now what it is, but yeah, I understand. Okay, you guys. I hope I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you will come back on tomorrow and ask some questions. I'd love to see all you here. I know there's a few new people here, so please come back tomorrow when I go live again. I'd love to see you guys there. I'm going to do new subscribers again, so please come and say hi, get a reading. Let me know you're new. Even if you're new right here, if you say you're new tomorrow, that's fine. Because I obviously haven't read for you, any of you. So please come tomorrow and do that so that we can get you guys read, okay? Probably around 9 or 10 p.m. Okay? And I'll let you guys know beforehand a little bit, but thank you.